After watching this video, you will never code the same way again. AI is no longer a tool. It's your co-developer. From writing a code to building a full app in a minute. Today, in this video, with the help of Google's Antigravity, we are going to build an AI short video generator and social media scheduler application, where after generating a video, you can simply connect your social media platform to publish your video automatically. In this video, with the help of AI, you will learn how to create a video script, how to generate the images for each scene for the video, then how to add a voiceover and the caption, then how to animate each scene, and at the end, how to bring all of these generated assets to generate a final video, which is ready to export and download. But not only that, we can also connect our app with the social media platform like YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and you can simply schedule your video on a daily basis. Let me walk through the demo first and then we'll talk about the tech stack which we are going to use to build this application. If you are new to this channel, then don't forget to subscribe, press like button and hit notification bell icon so that you will not miss any update. Now if you see, we have this beautiful landing screen, and this landing screen is also generated with the help of AI. With the help of Gmail and email authentication, simply navigate to the dashboard, where on the dashboard we have the sidebar and the header. On the sidebar you will find some options. Now in order to create a new series, simply click on create new series and it will navigate to the series creation form. Here we added the step progress at the top, and then you have option to select your available and default niche. You also have option to add your own custom niche. Once you select your favorite niche, simply click continue. Then we are added an voice selection option where you can select an international voice as well as an Indian voice. With the help of Fonada Lab, we added all the Indian voices. Then select the available voice and click continue. Then you have option to select a background music, which is a completely optional. Then select the video style which matches with your video concept and ideas, and then simply click continue. Then you have option to select the captions as well from our available captions, and then you also learn how to add this animated caption to our video. Then give the series name, select the duration of your each video and the publish time when you want to post your video. After that, select the platform on which you want to publish this video and simply click on schedule. And that's all. Now this application will automatically generate your video and then schedule and publish it at the specific time. Now you also have option to generate and test the video workflow. If you just want to generate the video, click on this generate button and it will start generating your video, and it will navigate to the video screen where you will see your video is now getting generated. Also on this card you can edit your video as well as you have option to delete the series as well. On the click of edit, it will navigate to the form and you can make the changes in your series. Then inside the view videos, you will find now your video is getting generated. Also, once the video is ready, you can play and view your video as well as you have option to download your video as well. Now on the series, you can even test your workflow if you want to publish it immediately and manually. But this application will automatically start posting on your selected platform. If you go to the setting option, here you will see a profile information along with a social media connection option. Currently, I already connected to one of my YouTube channel, which is posting and auto scheduling my all the video automatically. But you also have option to connect to Instagram and TikTok. This particular feature is only available to the paid user, and that also I'm going to tell you how to add the subscription model so that you can restrict some interesting feature to the paid user only. You also have option to delete your complete account. With the help of clerk billing feature, we added a pricing and subscription model into our app. You will learn how to add a different features to a different plan and how to apply inside our app. Within just one line of code, it will add a payment gateway inside your app. And then you can simply manage your billing by going to the clerk component, click on manage account, and then you can manage your all the billing at one place. You don't need to write any code because clerk is taking care of everything. Once the video is ready, you will get a notification as well about the video details and even the screenshot and option to download your video on your email. We are going to add an email notification service to get a live update about your all the tasks which is happening in background. We are going to generate the video 2 hours before publishing it so that you will get a notification if it's success or failure as well. So it will keep updated on you through the email notification. All the features we are going to add inside this particular project. After watching this complete course, you will learn all the features. You will learn it how to implement it with the help of Google's Antigravity, where you don't need to write any code. This video will be the game changer the way you used to code before. You will not find any course on the internet. This is the first course I created with the help of Google's Antigravity IDE. If you want to get access to my source code, all the AI prompts, then go to the tubeguruji.com. You can join the membership to get an exclusive course access and the source code as well. You can even enroll to any course and keep track of your learning. You can play each chapter one by one. You can keep a track of it. Also, you can access to the source code, the live demo, and you can even watch it on YouTube. Once you finish your project, simply submit your project to get a certificate, which quite helpful in your job interviews. You will find more than hundreds of AI courses on the tubeguruji.com. You will also get a daily quiz. You can give it on React and AI. You can keep track of your every time when you visit, you will get some credits and earn a badge through this tubeguruji.com, and you will find a leaderboard as well. If you have any suggestion, you can simply add suggestion idea, startup idea, or any feature you want to add and want to build the application on it. Now we are going to use a Next.js to build this application. For AI and IDE, we are going to use a Google's Antigravity. Just you need to download it based on your operating system to track our application at the end, who visited our application, from which country, and even to track your revenue generated by this application. We are going to use a WebTracky. WebTracky is a platform to track all your website visitors and your revenue. I already connected this WebTracky to my lot of different applications, and I'm tracking all the details at one place. You will get daily visitors, live visitors, as well as the revenue, session time, all the details inside this WebTracky dashboard. You will get where your all the source come from, your all the entry and exit pages, as well as which countries visitors are most. You can see the state or even the city as well. You will find which operating system people are most used to access your application, which device or even which browser. The most interesting and popular feature, which is an AI Insight, which will give you the suggestion about your SEO to improve your metadata so that it will more visible to your more users as well. It's very easy to integrate. No SDK needed, no any package needed. Just within a one line of code, you will integrate the WebTracky for a free. The link is in the description, so go ahead and try this WebTracky. Now for the database, we are going to use a Supabase. And in order to review our code after each chapter, we are going to use a CodeRabbit, a platform where you can review your code and get suggestion. Having a CodeRabbit installed and integrated with your code is similar to having a senior developer who review your code at each step. Then for authentication and billing and subscription model, we are going to use a clerk authentication. So guys, without doing any further delay, let's begin to develop this SaaS application. Now let's build a Next.js application. So this is the command in order to create the app. So we'll open a folder where you want to create a project and open a terminal at that folder. After this, we're going to simply type a command npx create next app at latest. Now at latest we'll install the latest version of the Next.js application. But if you want to install any specific version, just add that version number and then hit enter. After that, it will ask, do you want to proceed? Say yes, and then enter the project name. So here we'll say widmax and then hit enter. You can use a recommended default setting which come with a TypeScript, ESLint, Tailwind CSS, app router, or you can even customize the setting. So I will go with the recommended default setting. Now once your Next.js application is ready, it show it as a success. It means it's ready to use. Now instead of opening the VS Code, we are going to use Google's Antigravity. Now Google's Antigravity, it comes with a VS Code along with an AI feature where you can directly inform to that AI and it will generate the files, implement all the code for you. And that's why we'll open and we'll use an Antigravity. If you don't have the Antigravity installed, make sure to install. And then once it opens, you have to open a folder where we just created this Next.js project. And then once you open, it will open inside your Antigravity app. Okay. Now on the left hand side, you will see some of the folders and file. So let me walk through that first and then we'll start implementing our app. The very first folder, which is the app folder, which contain your all the routes, right? Whichever routes or pages you want to add, you can add inside this app folder. Then inside that you have the layout.tsx file, which is the root layout and which contain all the fonts which you can apply throughout the application. The metadata, which is very important for the SEO purpose, where you can update this. So for example, let's say widmax AI video generator and scheduler app. Then you can even update the description as well. And after that, you will have this HTML body tag through which the children are going to render. Now many times it automatically fill up and give the suggestion as well. That's because Antigravity support that feature too. So you don't need to write a complete code. Antigravity automatically detect what it comes after that, right? Next, we have the layout.tsx file and then we have page.tsx file as well. Now this is the default page of our application. Now once we run the application, you will see that this application start rendering. After this, we have the node module folder which contain all the packages which we install, right? The packages information will be inside the node module. We are not going to touch this folder at any time. Then we have public folder in which we have all the images, assets which you want to use from your local app, which you can keep it inside this public folder. Then we have the next.config.ts file which contain a Next.js related configuration. Now later on in this video, we need to configure some of the things. So that time you will get to know how to use and why we are using this next config file. Then we have package.json file which contain the name, version of your application, the script to run and to build your app, or even all the dependency along with their version and the dev dependency. Whenever you change any dependency version or add any new dependency, you have to make sure that dependency is installed. Then we have post CSS for the Tailwind CSS. Now with the Tailwind CSS version 4, everything is moved to the global CSS file, and here you will see some setting related to the Tailwind CSS. The most important, now the directly importing the Tailwind CSS inside your global CSS file. Now on the right hand side you will see an option to enter your prompt, and this particular IDE is directly connected to the AI model, which is a Google Gemini, but you have option to change any other AI model, like you can change to Claude or Gemini, and there are many others which you can try it out. After this, in order to run your project, you can simply go to the terminal and click to new terminal. It will open a terminal inside your VS Code, or you can simply drag it, something like that. Then over here we'll type a command npm run dev and hit enter. Then it will start your application on the URL localhost, port number is 3000. Simply click on it and it will open inside your browser, and if you see, this is the landing screen, which is the default landing screen which come with your Next.js application when you create very first time. And congratulations, you successfully created your Next.js application using the command line. Now there are a lot of interesting things that we are going to implement inside this project. So now very first thing we need to do is to implement and add a ShadCN UI component library. So ShadCN is very popular UI component library which is based on Tailwind CSS obviously, and which is completely free, and it's is popular among all the developer community as well. And in order to install, either you can tell to this Antigravity that it install it for you, otherwise you can simply run command. Okay, so I will go to this UI ShadCN, go to the documentation, and inside the doc click Next.js as your framework and simply copy this command. Go to your Antigravity project. Inside your terminal, we'll add a new terminal and simply run this initial command. It will just initialize the ShadCN for you. It means it will install it for you. Obviously I have some permission issue, so I will just clear this and then I will install it again. And if you see, it will ask you which base color you want. You can select anything, but later on we want to change that. So right now it's updated our CSS variable inside the global CSS, and the initialization is complete. Next thing, we need to add all the ShadCN component, right? So if I scroll down, you can simply copy this ShadCN latest add command, and in order to add all the component at once, you just need to run this command. Okay, and then click A to select all of these component and then hit enter, and if you see, it start installing all the component at once. Now whichever component you want to use, you can just go to that component and then simply find the example how they actually use, right? But in this project we gonna keep everything on the AI side because Google Antigravity will help us to install it. So obviously here again I have permission issue to install it. So that's the reason I'm using a sudo. Okay, the MacBook, or if you are using Mac OS, so sometimes you face this issue. I don't think so there is any issue with your Windows laptop. And once it is installed, let me show you some of the changes made inside our file. The very first change, which is inside the app folder, if I go to the global CSS file, now inside that you will see some of the colors or color CSS variables with the color and all is added. So this is from the ShadCN. Okay, you can change this anytime. Next folder which updated or added is called components. Inside that you will see all the ShadCN component get added. Then we also have this component.json file which contain a configuration related to your ShadCN, and then we have this live folder. Again inside that is supported file for the ShadCN only. And that's how you successfully implement a shared session as well. Now let's create a landing screen for our application. For each SaaS application, it needs to have a landing screen, and that's what we are going to create first. So it is a great start for you to understand how this anti-gravity actually works. Now on this right side panel, you can enter whichever or whatever the things you want. For example, let's enter the input saying create landing screen for my web app called Vidmax. An AI short video generator and scheduler app for YouTube, Instagram, TikTok and email. You can auto schedule AI video generation using this SaaS app. Also make sure to add proper footer to this landing screen. So it's totally up to you how you want to add the prompt. Prompt is not fixable. Its change depends on your requirement, depends on your imagination. Just imagine how you want, enter it, and then AI will take care of it. Now we did not enter all the details, but we just giving idea to the AI how and what we want, and then simply send it. You can even change the model. Okay, I will just keep this Gemini 3 Pro and then simply click send. Now if you see, it start generating. First it will think about the whatever prompt we add, and then it will update your files, depends on what are the changes is needed. And if you see, it's first reading all your files, because AI need to know what files included, what are the dependency included, and depends on that it will take an action for you. And now if you see, AI just created an implementation plan. Over here you will see how it gonna work, implement, what are the things going to add. For example, this AI will add a navigation bar, which is the header, then the hero section, the feature section, then the footer as well, and inside the page.tsx he will add all of these component. Okay, so you have option to click proceed, and then automatically AI will start implementing it. So we'll say proceed, and that's all. Now if you see, it start generating based on your implementation. Also it generated one more, it's not a file but it's a task. Okay, and it will just check mark all the tasks. Now right now if you see, we just need to accept each of the things. Okay, because it asks, do you want to create this particular component? We'll say okay, let's accept that, and then AI will start generating the file. It will create a directory automatically and everything for you. You can keep track of all the tasks, whether he finished or not, under this tasks section as well. And that's how cool the AI changed the work or the developer, how the application is getting developed. Okay, so we'll wait to finish all of these tasks to be complete, and make sure on the right hand side keep eye on this all the permissions. Okay, you have to accept those whenever it asks for. And now if you see, it's implemented successfully. This is a walkthrough that what the changes that it AI model makes, what are the update makes, and everything, and how you can even test this one. Now if I go back to our app and if I open this, and boom, if you see, we have this beautiful landing screen along with the header, hero section, the feature section, and even the beautiful footer. How quickly this AI implemented the landing screen. And there are a lot of things that we are going to see, so keep watching this video, because this is just a start, and then there are a lot of features we are going to add into this SaaS application. Let me introduce a CodeRabbit.ai, an AI platform where you can review your code with the help of AI, and CodeRabbit is going to do it for us. Whichever code we implemented at each chapter, we are going to push it to our GitHub, and then CodeRabbit will automatically start reviewing our code once we create the pull request. If there is any bug, any changes, CodeRabbit will add a comment on that. Even CodeRabbit will give you the summary of the changes which you made, or even it can create a proper documentation of your project. So first thing first, click the link in the description to get a free access to the CodeRabbit and then simply create an account. Then we'll head back to the GitHub and inside that we're gonna create a new repo. So we'll give the repo name as with max AI video generator and scheduler. Then you can change this visibility, let's say private. You can simply create the repo, and once you create the repo, you have to set the remote origin. That is very important step. So we'll go to this Antigravity, open a terminal, we'll add a new terminal, and inside this we'll set the remote origin. Then let's go to the source control and simply stage all of these changes. Give the commit message as you are pushing very first time. So we'll say commit and then simply make sure to publish your branch as you are pushing it to the main branch. Okay, so it will not create any pull request, but if you refresh your repo, you will see all the code which you just pushed. Perfect. Next thing, we need to connect your repo to the CodeRabbit. Now having a CodeRabbit and attaching this CodeRabbit to your GitHub repo, it's similar to having a senior developer on your team which will review your code and suggest some changes if there is any. So in the IT industry, that's how it works, and CodeRabbit is now doing it for you. So simply sign into the CodeRabbit dashboard. So if you click the link in the description, you'll get a free access. Then over here you will see you can attach a new repo, but there are few options you can explore, like a dashboard where you will see how many pull requests you raise, how many pull requests or comment on your pull request, and all of this detail you can find on the dashboard. Also you can connect to the any MCP tools as well, where you can attach a Notion, a GitHub Copilot, and there are many more. Now this tool also help us to document your all the things into that particular tool. For example, if you connect the Notion, automatically CodeRabbit will document all your project information inside the Notion. So there are a lot of different tools available. Now let's go to the repo and simply add a new repo, and then if you scroll down, it will ask for the repository access permission. You have two options, either you can give all repo access or you can select the one which you want to give. So I will select this, and then here we'll say with max. I will select this repo and simply say save. Once you save it, it will come back to the CodeRabbit, and then you will see your repo name. Perfect. And that's all. Now from next time, whenever you create a new branch, then automatically CodeRabbit will start reviewing your code. You don't need to do anything. I will show you how it actually works once we create a new branch. But if you have any question, any doubt for setting up the CodeRabbit, let me know in the comment section. Now for the tracking purpose, I already created these checkpoints, so we can just mark the check mark whenever we complete any task. Okay, so it will help us to keep a track of our all the implementation which we are doing. And don't worry, at the end of this video I am going to share the prompt file with you, so you can use that prompt to generate this app as well in a step-by-step way. Now next task we need to do is to set up a database for our app, and for that we are going to use a Supabase. Now you don't need to do anything, just go to this Antigravity again and then tell to this AI that you need to set up a database for your app. So here we'll say set up Supabase database for app, and then we'll say add global Supabase initialization. Now the reason that we added this one, because it will keep your Supabase initialization at one file so that it can be reshared across the application. So it will not redefine every time. Okay, now hit enter, and then first thing it will add a Supabase dependency for you, and then it will create a file which initialize the Supabase globally. So we'll wait to finish this process, and whenever you get an accept a button, make sure to accept at each step. Then we'll check all the tasks, the implementation plan, and then it will start automatically installing all the details for us. And here the Supabase is now installed. You can check all the tasks here, it marked, and inside the walkthrough you will see how you can even test this one. Now most important thing that we need to do is to add these environment keys, okay, inside your .env.local file. So if it's not created, we need to create this .env.local file inside your root directory and simply copy all of these three keys and paste it inside your .env.local file. Now in order to generate this key and the Supabase URL, simply go to your supabase.com, create a new account if you don't have already, and then make sure to create a new project. So select the organization in which you want to create a project. We'll say new project and we'll give the project name. Then we'll say create new project, or here we need to give a password, and we'll say create new project. After creating it, you will jump onto this your project information dashboard, where you have option called tab editor, where you can add a tab new or add a or create a new table, the SQL editor to run your query. Now in order to get your API key, simply go to the project setting, and inside that you will see an option called API key. Just click on that, and then you can go to this legacy anonymous key and service role key. From here you can simply copy this anonymous public key, go to your project, and here we'll paste it. Next, copy this service URL key, so we'll say reveal, copy that, and then we'll paste it here. And the last, you need to have the Supabase URL. So at the top here you will find an option called connect, click on it, and then I will just select the app framework as a Next.js, and here as well you will find the Supabase URL, which you can copy it and then paste it here like this, and then save it. And that's all. That's how easily you set up the Supabase. Now inside your supabase.ts file, which is inside the lib folder, you will see it's initialized inside this. Obviously there are standard client side initialization as well, and for the server side it use a Supabase admin, okay, and it pass Supabase URL and Supabase service key. So next thing, we gonna create a new table called users inside the Supabase. So let's go to the table editor. We'll create a new table called users. Inside this we need to add new column called email. We'll select a type varchar, and we'll add another column called email with type varchar, and here I will mark this as a unique. So we'll go to the setting and we'll set it as a is unique and simply save it. Now next time when user is authenticate, right, it will automatically add all of this detail to your Supabase table. Now if you want to add any other table, you have option to add it directly from here. Give the name, so for example let's say credits, and you can add a description if you want. Under this you can select a credit, so for example it is a int 8, and then you can even provide a default value. Let's say you want to give a 10,000 credits, okay, so it's actually nothing but the tokens, or you can just say tokens as well, and simply click save. Okay, so that's how you can even modify your table, add a column or edit the column, whatever you want to do, you can simply do it inside your Supabase. And that's all. So that's how we also set up our Supabase database for our app. Next we'll learn how you can add authentication inside your SaaS app. Once you set up the Supabase, you need to push your code by creating a new branch so that CodeRabbit will review our code. Now go to the source control. Here inside this we'll create a new branch call, and just click on create branch, give the branch name. So we'll say Supabase database setup, and then we'll also hit enter. So at the bottom you will see you check out to this particular branch, give the commit message, and then make sure to stage all of these changes and then say commit. Then make sure to publish your branch. After that, simply head back to the GitHub and then you will see an option to compare and create the pull request. Just click on it and create the pull request. Anytime you can see all the changes which you made inside this branch. And then once you click on create pull request, in a moment CodeRabbit will start reviewing your code. So over here you will see it started reviewing your code and saying waiting for status to be reported. Now CodeRabbit will not just review your code and comment, but it also give you the summary of what changes you made inside this branch. And at the end, if you want, you can even document all of this thing. You can use any MCP server to do that as well. Now we'll wait to finish the CodeRabbit to review our code. And after CodeRabbit review your code, you will see the summary. Obviously, it mentioned what are the changes you made in this particular branch. Then if you scroll down, you will see all of these comment by the CodeRabbit along with what is the potential issue, whether it's a major or not. Also, if you think that you need a fix, you can just do that, okay? And then once you are happy with all the changes, simply merge your pull request. Don't forget to merge your pull request to the main branch. So next time when you create a new branch, it automatically fetch all of the information from the main branch only. Now let's add the authentication for our app, and for that one we are going to use a clerk. Clerk is one of the best authentication service provider and which is best for our SaaS application because it provides a lot of different authentication service feature like multi-factor authentication, session management, a magic link sign up, or even a variety of social sign-on as well. Recently they also launched a billing feature where you can add a payment gateway inside your application directly in just one line of code. And most important, you can manage everything from the clerk dashboard. And once you click the link in the description, you will get a free access to the clerk where 10,000 users can sign up for a free. So everything is included inside the clerk for our SaaS app, and that's what we are going to implement. So inside this Google Antigravity, simply inform to the AI model that set up a clerk authentication. So over here we'll say set up clerk authentication and we'll say with sign in and sign up page and then hit enter. Then obviously AI will start creating the plan first, implementation plan. It will add a task and then it will implement the clerk authentication. Now here we got the implementation plan and you can even open and check all the implementation plan. If you think something is not right, just add a comment or you can even reject it and tell to create a new implementation plan. When I review, I think everything is good, right? And that's why I say to proceed. Now, it is very important to know some basic knowledge of React or Next.js. So it will be very easy to understand what it actually going on when it's implementing it, okay? And once it finished inside the walkthrough documentation, you will see what are the changes it made, what are the pages added, what are the components get updated, everything you will see. But most important thing, inside your .env.local, you need to set up a next public publisher key and the secret key as well. So we'll copy both of these environment variables. Let's go to the .env.local file and inside this you can simply paste these both the keys and then save it. Now in order to generate or to get this API key, simply head to the clerk, create a new account, make sure to click the link in the description to get a free access and then navigate to the dashboard. Inside this dashboard you can create a new application. I already created a new application, okay? So I will go to the configuration and then we'll go to the API key. After that, simply copy both the keys as it is and then I will simply paste it inside this .env.local and then save it. Now let's test this out. So we'll go to our app, and inside this app I already sign in, but if I click sign out and refresh it and click get started, you will see a sign in page or sign up page. Right now, if you already sign in, so you click on sign in and then simply sign in to your app. And here you can simply see that user is successfully signed in. Now the next step is to save the user information as soon as user is sign in or sign up to our database, and we on the click of this button it should navigate to the dashboard page. So these two things we need to add. So I will add a prompt. So over here we'll say after user sign up, add data, or we'll say add record to Supabase users table and save name and email. Also make sure to add dashboard button to header, and inside hero section on click of buttons navigate to dashboard if user sign in, else open auth pop-up, authentication pop-up, right, to sign in, and then simply click send. And now AI will implement all of this step one by one. Now here we got the implementation plan, and you can simply review that. First, let's suggest some changes, okay, and then on the click of sign in or sign up, it's just saving that information. So we'll say proceed. Now if you see, it's created the server action button which actually saving our information. So in order to check all the details, it also created a dashboard page. So after successfully sign in, it will redirect to dashboard, and over here you will see an action button called user.ts. Now inside this user.ts file, it will check if user is existing user or not, and depends on that one it will enter or insert the detail. Now we don't need an image URL because we don't have the column, so I will remove that. And also we don't have the user ID column, but it always good to keep this user ID column. So we're gonna simply create this column inside the Supabase. So let's go to the Supabase table and let's add a column called user ID. Inside this column I will make it as a unique, and you can give the varchar type, okay, and then save it. Perfect. And now make sure all the plan and everything is correct. Okay, once you are happy with everything, you can test this out, and at each and every step make sure you will test your application. Okay, so I will just refresh this screen. Right now if you see, we got this dashboard button, and on the click of it, it's navigating to the dashboard page. Currently it's just a placeholder. Now I will move to this table, and inside that you will see the new record get added along with the user ID as well. Perfect. It means our logic is working. Even though if you refresh it multiple times, it will not insert a new record because it's verifying the user ID and the email is unique. Okay, and based on that one, it will insert the record. Now that's all about the authentication. So we successfully completed the authentication part as well. Now next we need to push our code. So we'll go to the source control, and then we'll create a new branch, and inside that we'll say authentication. We can give the ID as well. Let's say 2.authentication, hit enter, and we'll say authentication implement, and then make sure to stage all of these changes and then commit it. Once you publish your branch, go to the GitHub, and then over here you can create the pull request. Once you create the pull request, as you know that CodeRabbit will automatically start reviewing your code and give the summary of what changes you made inside this branch. And once you are happy with that, simply merge the pull request. Now the next part is to implement a dashboard layout along with the sidebar and header. Now it is very important to imagine what the actually you need. Obviously, if you have the UI UX mockup, it will be very easy. Or you can draw your imagination first on the paper. So you can use the tool like eraser to draw your mockup, and then depends on that you can simply write your prompt, which is very important and key point while writing the prompt and telling to the AI what to implement. Now in this mockup, if you see, we have the logo, the application name, the button to create a new series, and some menu options. And this is the sidebar. Also on header, we have the user profile icon on the right side. Okay, so make sure that all of this detail will we need it on the screen. Now first thing, we will tell to the AI model which logo to use, right? So I just have the logo downloaded, so I'm going to use that one, and we'll go to this Antigravity. Inside this project, simply go to the public folder and paste the logo which you just copied. I will rename this to, let's say, logo. Okay, and based on our mockup, now we'll write our prompt. So over here we'll say create dashboard layout with sidebar and header. Inside sidebar header, add logo, use logo.png from public folder, and app name as with max. Then add a button to create new series, and below that show sidebar options with icon. Add following options. Now whichever option you want to add, you can just tell. So first we'll say series, then videos, guides, billing, settings, and to sidebar footer, add option to upgrade and profile setting. To inside the dashboard header, so we'll say inside dashboard header, on right side show user profile button. Okay, so these are the things you are added. Now couple of more important things we need to add. Here we'll say dashboard layout in light theme, and make sidebar menu option little bit bigger than default size. And that's all. Okay, so you can take out the screenshot of this one, or you can get it from the tubeguru.com, okay, where you will find all of this prompt which you can just copy and paste it inside your Google Antigravity. Okay, now just send this one, and now it will generate the implementation plan for you. Now we got the implementation plan. We'll open this one, and if you see what are the how they are implementing, what are the components they are adding, everything under the task, which is a quick task checkbox, okay, which are the tasks AI planning to implement, and then here we'll say proceed. And once it is finished, you can simply go back to the dashboard and check. Now we have this beautiful sidebar along with the options which we mentioned for the footer. Also we have a button to create a new series, and we also have the logo for our app. And on the right hand side for the header, we have this header section. That's how the dashboard layout is now ready. Okay, now once this dashboard layout is ready, we can just check this mark, and we need to push our code. So we'll simply going to create a new branch, and inside this we'll say dashboard layout. Hit enter, add a commit message. So over here we'll add a commit message, stage all of these changes and simply say commit and publish your branch. Once it is published, simply go to the GitHub repo. You will get option to compare and pull request. Over here you simply need to create a pull request and then wait for a code rabbit to review your code. Now it's time to implement a create series form section. But before that, let's understand, in order to create a series, what the things we need from the user. And understanding the workflow is very important when you are building application using an AI platform. Now, very first thing, when user want to create a video series for a auto schedule, we need to get a topic or a niche which user want to create a video on. Now, obviously, we're gonna provide two types of topics. One, the predefined, which is already there. User can just select it, or user can enter his own topics as well. Then next part is to the language. So from the drop down, user can select the language, whether he want in English or French or Hindi. Then that language user can select along with the voice. Okay, the voiceover also user can select from that form. Then the next part is a background music. If user want to add a background music to his video, user can select the background music from the list. Then the video style. Now for that one, obviously we're gonna provide some video style, okay, and user can select one of them. And at the after that, user have option to select the captions as well. Again, for the caption as well, we gonna add a few styles, and from the style we gonna show a caption. And at the end, user can add the schedule name or series name along with the time he will select on which time he want to schedule. He can also select the account to which you want to post it. And once user submit it, then we can keep this inside our database, so that at that particular time it will trigger the cron job, the background job, which will generate our application. But in the process of generating a video automatically on a particular time, obviously we need all of this information beforehand, right? Now, again, we are implementing using AI, and we need to know what kind of UI will look like for each of these steps. Obviously, it's not good idea to create a big form which contain all of these. So I created few mockups, okay, for each of these tasks. Now, first is if you see, user have option to select niche, and when user click on custom, then he will get a text area where he can enter the input. At the top, we'll see the progress bar as well. Okay, so as soon as user click on continue, it will go to the next component, and then the progress bar also get changed. Okay, now here user can select language, the video style from the list, and then next is background music, and so on. See, so I created this mockup. You can access it for free on this eraser doc, so that while writing the prompt, it is very helpful by just keeping in mind that okay, you want these particular fields on the screen, so you can tell to the AI model, let's implement it, and then AI will implement. Okay, so let's go back to our Google Antigravity. As this form is little bit bigger, so I already added the prompt. So first, it's saying, we are telling to this AI that let's create a new route called dashboard/create, and in that I want to implement multi-step form selection. First, at the top, we want to add 6 progress bar stepper, and it will show progress when user jump from one step form to other. Then we will implement first step form, in which we want to add a niche. So this spelling need to be this one, niche selection component, where show a tab option as available niche and custom niche, and under available niche show the list of niche like a scary movie, motivational video, and you can add more, right? Then show the list card inside the list container with a specific container height, then continue button to go to the next step form for the language and voice selection. But first, let's implement this first step component, okay, and then simply hit enter. Now you can get this all the prompt which is available on tubegurji.com for this particular project. Now if you see this implementation checkpoint, okay, first it will create this route and then 6-step progress stepper component. Then for the step 1 we are adding a niche selection component, and then it will add a tab, it will create a list, and then the button to continue for a continue. Okay, so this is how you can add a step 1 implementation. Now here I am going to add some comment, okay, and we are telling try to reuse the component. For example, we can use footer which contain button or next button, or we'll say continue button, and then we're gonna also add when it goes to next step, then on left side we can add back button as well. Okay, and on right it will be a continue button. Okay, so that's how you can do it. And also we're gonna add one more important thing. When user select option, save in one state and make sure to save for all other steps form as well at one global state for this page. Okay, so that is also very important. So let just imagine how you want to implement, and then you can just add your inside your prompt. Okay, or later on you can add that inside the implementation as well. Once you add the comment, obviously over here you can say proceed, but it also added one comment, so it will make sure that it will update your comment along with the implementation and task plan, and then it will proceed. So here we'll say accept, and if you see it's little bit changed our task as well. Now we'll wait to finish this, and after implementation you can see in walkthrough what are the changes they made. Now if I go back to our app and simply go to the /create route, then you will see this option where we have the step 1 up to step 6, and here you have option to select the niche which you want. Also you can enter your custom niche as well, and whichever you select, then it will automatically enable the button with the select option, and simply click continue, and it will go to the next step and so on. See, right? And you also have the back button as well. Now only change that I want to do is to make this card little bit smaller, and for that card we can add icon as well. So over here we can mention change list card grid little bit smaller and add icon associated for each niche topic. And this is very small change, so we can just pass this one, and then again it will update this card as well. Okay, so we'll wait to finish this. Obviously it will create the implementation plan, you have to accept it, and then it will just proceed. Now right now if you see it did not added any implementation plan, that's because it is very small changes. Okay, so that's the reason, and if you see now it's much better and interesting, and now you have option to select. Perfect, so that's what we wanted. Okay, and obviously you can have option to select the custom niche as well. Now the second step form component we want to add is a language and voice style. Now it is very important you have to decide which API model you want to use for your voice, so that you can do the text to speech model. Okay, because in that text to speech model you can pass the language and the voice ID which you selected. So I'm gonna suggest you a DeepGram voice AI model, because DeepGram provide you a free AI model for the text to speech, and I will put the link in the description so that you can access this. So inside the text to speech model, you will find a different model on different voice IDs and everything. You can even try this out and you can download and you will get $200 of credits. So it more than enough, and I'm pretty sure that you can run your application for a year. Okay. Also, along with this one, if you want to use an Indian voices, right, or Indian language, then go to the phonaralabs.ai. I will put the link in the description to get 1000 or more than that credits for free. Okay, where you can use all Indian voices, like you can use Hindi, Gujarati, Telugu, Tamil, Marathi, Malayalam, and there are many more. They support 22 Indian languages, and then you can find all the features. In that one, you also have the text to speech model as well, and you can even test this model. Once you go to the documentation, you will find the text to speech, and then you can simply learn how to integrate. But don't worry for now, because we just want to add this inside our list. So I already created a JSON for you for the language, and then we also have the DeepGram voice. Okay, and inside this we also added the preview, which we gonna save it in a moment. Then we have the Phonaralab voices as well. So everything we're gonna save. So I will copy that as it is. You will find inside the eraser doc. Simply go to the Antigravity and then paste it here. Now here we can say let's implement second step form for language and voice selection. Now if you carefully observe this language, right, each language has the language name, which language, the country code, the country flag, and the model name from where you need to access. Okay, whenever the model name is selected as a DeepGram, then in that case we just need to show a DeepGram voice. Okay, but if the model name is selected from the Phonaralab, then we have to select the Phonaralab voices. Okay, so that's how we have to implement. So we'll simply go back, and then we can add inside the prompt that based on language selection, populate voice from that model, which I already provided to you. Okay, and then also mention based on the design that you need to provide a voice style inside the list form. So here we'll say make sure to add voice list in card and show inside list container. Also option to show a model name, gender, and preview button to play audio, and option to select any of these voice. Okay, so these are the prompt we added. I think that's enough. If you need anything else, you can just tell to the AI that okay, let's make this update, and then simply send it. Now we'll wait to finish finish the implementation workflow, and once the workflow is ready, we'll review that, and once you are happy with it, then simply we'll proceed with that. Now once it is done, you will see I also added a voice list under the public folder called voice, and inside that I added all of this voice list. Perfect. Okay, now obviously there are quick small changes we need to do. On the click of play, we need to make sure from the public and voice folder we need to access this all the voice, right, the preview voice. So in that case we'll simply go to the language voice selection component, and inside this, if you scroll down, we have the play button, or let's go over here. If you see, we have this preview, right? So for this preview I will just add /voice/ and then it has name voice only, I believe, yeah, and then the model name along with the extension, and then save it. Now if I go back, you will see our component. Right over here you have option to select any language. It's saying that that language is selected, and then available voices as well. Right now if I try to play any voice, it's not working and giving the error. That's because inside the constant which user added, right? So if I open it, it added this preview, okay, and even though if you did not added this preview, it's still showing, okay, it automatically added the URL, but we don't want that. We want to read it from the local. So we're gonna simply add a comment. Say here will say update preview URLs. I want to play voice from my public/voice folder. So make update in constant.ts file, and then it will make the necessary update, or you can manually update one by one. But telling to the AI, it will also update if they are using it somewhere, okay, or modifying or formatting your preview. So that's the reason I told to the AI that make these changes. And now if you see, it's updated all our preview URL, perfect, and then just accept it. And now if I try to play anything,
thank you for trying VidMax.
See, pretty cool, right? And you can even try other one. Now for the Fonala lab, it might have error, so we have to fix it. But if I go to this Fonala lab, make sure the name and the file name is correct. So right now if you see, the file name is not correct, okay, so each of this thing is in capital. So I will just update this and then save it. And now if I try to play, see, so that's how you can add Indian languages and its voice, or any other language and voice. And then once you select whichever you like, simply go to the next step, and on the click of back, you will see your selection is still there. So it is very important that you are following step by step guide in order to implement this functionality. Now inside the third step form, we need to add an option to select a background music, where user can select multiple background music as well. Now I already downloaded some of the background music, if you see, and if you observe this carefully, I uploaded at some certain cloud storage, and that is nothing but an image kit. Image kit is a platform where you can store images, file, assets, whichever you want, and most important thing, they also have AI transformation feature, where you can transform your image by just updating inside the URL, and it automatically transfer instantly. Even you can resize it, you can crop it, and you can transform directly from the URL, and you don't need any SDK or anything like that, and that you can simply do it. Once you click the link in the description to get free access to this image kit, simply navigate to the dashboard, and here you will find an option called media library. Now in this case, we just want to save the background music, so I created a new folder called background music, and inside this I uploaded few background music which in MP3 file format. Then simply copy this URL, or you can use this URL as well. Simply copy that, and then inside our Antigravity, now we'll tell that you want to add a new step form. So here we'll say create third step form for background music selection. Now we'll paste all of this background music. I think that's too big. Let me go back, and once you paste it, we'll say use this background music, and also show preview, show in list format, and user can select multiple options, okay, and you don't need to add anything because AI model know the design and everything already. And once you click submit, then wait to finish the updating your component. And now after generating the background music section form, where if you see, You can even select multiple one, or if you want to play, you can play as well, and then click continue, and anytime you come back you will see that selection. It means we successfully implemented this background music step form as well. Now next thing we need to add is a video style selection option. So for that one we are going to show some option. For that one I already have the image created, which we are going to display on the screen, and whichever user can select that particular video style. So inside the public folder I already created a new folder called video style, and inside this you will see some of the video style I already created. Okay, you can access this all the assets for free. Now inside the prompt we are going to just add create step form 3 to select video style. Now use video style images from public/video style folder and show video list in horizontal scroll, because we want a horizontal scroll list, and make sure to show full image, and here we'll say 9:16 ratio. Okay, and user can select one style from it, as simple as that. Okay, and then simply send this prompt. Now once this prompt is sent, now AI will work on our implementation. And now after generating, you will see, if I go to the next option, here we have the video style selection, and I can select this any video style I want. Perfect. And once you select, obviously then you can go to the next option, and that's how you can easily add the video style selection. Now the next part is to add the caption style. Okay, and inside the caption style obviously we need to tell you AI that creates some different caption style which we needed in the future as well. Now this is little bit tricky, as caption style contain an animated caption design which we want to use it later on in this course. Inside the Remotion, which is an AI programmatically video generator library which we are going to use later on in this video, in that one we need to use this caption style, and that is the reason we have to tell to the AI model to generate those caption style. So I already added this prompt and saying inside the step 5 form I need to add a caption style selection option, and here you can create 6 caption style, and this caption style we are going to use later on inside the Remotion as well. So we have to tell so that it will create a reusable component. So make it reusable and show that style inside this form so user can select one of them. Make sure this caption is animated and show the preview of that animated caption option, and then simply send this. Now once it's sent, obviously it will plan it and then we'll wait for the result. So here it also send the implementation plan, and then I just say proceed, and now we'll wait for the result. And here it's finished, and if you go to this caption style, it generated this caption as well. Now it is animated, okay, but obviously some of them are not, but you can add a prompt to make this animated. But later on anyway we are going to animate those options. For now you can just select the option which you want, and then we'll go to the next last step form, where we need to get a final information like the series name, when to post it, and all of this information. Now the last form, which is a series detail information form, where user will enter the series name, the duration of the video which user can select from the drop down, then on what platform user want to schedule this, whether it's a YouTube, Instagram, or user want to send it to an email, and publish time option when he want to publish it, and automatically at that time we are going to publish the video on that particular platform. Okay, and this particular form obviously we are going to implement now. So let's start adding the prompt. So inside the prompt I'm going to add something like create last step form to get series details like series name, then select video duration option from drop down. Okay, and then after that we also want to add or we can say drop down from 0 to or just say 30 to 50-second video or and 60 to 70-second video. Then select platform option from TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, email. Okay, so on that platform as well you can, if you want, you can schedule it. Then option to select time to publish. Okay, and also add note as here only we can say also add note that below to time selection as video will generate 3 to 6 hours before video publish, and finally show schedule button. So these are the prompt we added. Okay, and on the basis of our previous design, all the details, it automatically create the similar form with all the details which we added. Now just send this one, and now we'll wait to get the final result. And now if you see the result is there. Now on this one we have the series name which user can enter, the option to select the video duration, user can also select the publish time, and option to select on which platform user want to publish it. Now for this platform I don't like this the way it added, right? So that we can tell to the AI model just add some icon along with this text. Okay, so we're gonna update it. So here we'll say change platform card, or here we'll say inside platform selection card add related icon for the platform along with name. Okay, and then send it. And now obviously once AI update this platform, you will see the icon related to that each of the platform. And here we'll say accept all the changes, and now it's generating and updating our files. And now if you see after updating, this is how it looks like. I think it's much better than the previous one. Perfect. Now after that, once user click on schedule, right after filling all the details, obviously here you need to select a time, add the series name, and then this schedule button will enable. And once user click on the schedule button, we need to save all the information into our Supabase. Okay, obviously we need to create a table in order to save all of this data, but until this point make sure you implemented all of this form with all the selection operation, and make sure everything is getting saved. And at the end we will learn how to save this form data to our database. Now before moving to the next section, now make sure you completed all of this step form. Okay, so that we can simply going to push our code to the GitHub, and then CodeRabbit will review our code. So I'm going to mark all of these file changes, and obviously we'll create a new branch as well. So we'll go to the branch, click on create branch, and then here we'll say create series step forms, hit enter. I will say create series step form. I will give the same commit message. Make sure you stage all of these change, give the commit and then publish your branch. Now simply we'll go to the GitHub and inside the GitHub create the pull request. So over here we got the option and then we'll simply create the pull request. Now CodeRabbit will automatically detect whatever the changes you made. It will give you the summary of the changes which you made inside this branch, and then simply once you are happy with your all the CodeRabbit comment on your code, then simply merge your pull request. Now it's time to save all the series form data information to our Supabase table. Whatever the selection when user made through this each step form, at the end we need to save it to our database so that we can use it to schedule the video. Now to do that, first we'll ask to our AI model inside our Google Antigravity IDE to generate an SQL schema for that one. So here we'll say generate SQL schema query for Supabase table to save step form data. I will say all step form data at the on click of schedule. So here we say on click of schedule button. Okay. Make sure I can copy and paste inside Supabase SQL editor. Okay, and simply send this query. Now based on all of this form, it will generate the query for us, and which you can simply copy it, and if you see, it start generating the complete query. So starting from creating a table, okay, and then it generate all the columns which needed for that one. Okay, also it will add a level enable the row level security as well. It will also add a policy and all of this information. It's totally up to you what are the query you want to copy. So for now, let's copy everything as it is. Then we'll head to the Supabase dashboard, and inside the Supabase dashboard you will see an option called SQL editor. Just simply go into that, paste the query which you just copied. Make sure you don't have any error. So obviously we don't need, so I will remove this policy thing. Okay, so let's remove that, and then here we'll create an index on the this particular table. Once you are happy with your query, simply run your query, and currently if you see it's running and saying it's success, it means it created the table. Now we'll go to the table editor and you will see a new table called series, and it's saying unrestricted, so we can just enable the RLS for that. So we'll say enable RLS, and that's all. And now if you see, we have the ID table and all the column which needed to save our information. Pretty cool, right? So that's how we have to create a table. And in this case as well, again the Google's Antigravity also helped for us, and it generated this beautiful schema. Now the next step, we're gonna tell to this model that let's add a functionality to save the information. So here we're gonna simply add create API endpoint to save series information into database. Okay, and I think I don't need think that we need anything else, so simply hit it, or you can just simply add on schedule button. Make sure to save the data, and after that redirect user to dashboard page, and then send it. And once user redirect to dashboard page, obviously on that page we need to fetch all the user created series. Now right now if you see, it started implementing it, so we'll wait for the result. Now if you see, it's implemented all the logic, but we can also going to verify it. Now simply we'll go to the steps, and under that we have this step footer. Okay, and inside the step footer, if you remember, we have this schedule button. So we'll search for the schedule, and let me bring this on the right, and on click on this one, it will go to this on continue button. Now this step footer props is added on inside the different page. Okay, so we need to find that particular component. So first I will go to the our route called create, and inside that we have the create flow. So over here, simply inside the dashboard create, we have the page.tsx, and here we have this handle continue button. Now if the user is on the last step, obviously it's calling /API/series API endpoint, which is the post API call, in order to save the series. Okay, and now we'll head to this API called series route.ts, which contain a post API endpoint, and inside this, if you see, it just inserting the record through the Supabase admin. Perfect. Now let's test this out. So we'll go to the create new series option. Over here, select the topic niche you want, let's say historical story. We'll click continue. We'll select the voice as well.
Thank you for trying VidMax.
So we'll select this voice. Then you can select the background music if you want. It's a you can select multiple background as well. Then select a proper video style. After that, I will select this caption style as well, and then at the end we'll say historical stories. Then select the video duration, and I want to publish, let's say, at 9 AM. Okay, so over here we'll say 9 AM, and then we want to publish it on YouTube, and just send an email and simply click schedule. Once if you see, it's showing that beautiful loading message, and then it jump to the dashboard screen. Now if I go back to the Supabase to verify, just refresh this table, and then you will see all the record get saved to the Supabase. Pretty cool, right? That's how easily we implemented this series save functionality. With the help of IDE, which is a Google Antigravity IDE, we already asked all the questions step by step way, and then it implemented very easily without any error. Until this point, if you carefully observed, we did not had any error, and we have proper output as well. That's because the most important thing you need is a planning, and ask each task one by one. Okay, we have to divide your complete project into a smaller part and then start implementing one by one instead of trying to implement at once. And that is the key of building a successful SaaS application with the help of AI models. Now here, next part is we need to show a generated series on the dashboard screen. Now when user redirect to dashboard screen, obviously we need to check whether user have already created series or not, and based on that we need to fetch all that series on this dashboard screen. But if there is no series, then it will automatically redirect user to create page, which is the create series page. Okay, so as simple as that. So if you see this mockup, obviously this is a dashboard mockup, and if user has already series created, then we want to show the series image, then the name of the series when it created, and here we have this popper. On the click of it, we want to show an option like edit, delete, and pause, and at the top as well, when user click on it, we can have option to edit this series as well. Okay, so let's go back to the IDE, and then we're going to add that detail. Now over here we're going to simply add a prompt. So we'll say on dashboard screen fetch user created series and display video style as thumbnail for series, below that show series name when it created, and pop over option, in that show option to edit, pause or resume series, and delete option. Also on thumbnail, on top right corner, add edit icon button to edit series. Okay, and if you want, you can add at the bottom view video created, okay, whichever the video is generated previously, and here we can add bottom of that card. Also add option to view video generated previously, and most important thing that I forgot to add, that we need to also add an option to trigger this series, so it will generate a video for you instantly. So here we'll say an button to trigger the video generation. Okay, so these are the things we added. Now let's send this, and now we'll wait for the result. Now once you get the result, and if you think that you need some changes, make sure to provide a specific detail what changes you want to make it, so that you will get again a best and expected result. So right now if you see, we got the implementation plan over here. We got all of this detail, but make sure instead of using a Supabase client directly inside your client side, you can add a comment, and we can say use API endpoint to fetch series data. Okay, so that comment we added, and then we can say proceed. So it's very important to check the implementation plan, and that's the reason at the start I already informed you, it is very important to have a basic knowledge of the coding, so that you will understand what it actually trying to build when you ask anything to this AI model or IDE. And if you see, the result is ready. So we'll check how the result will come up, and boom, if you see, we have this beautiful result. Everything is showing in the detail. Obviously we can view the video which is already generated, or you can trigger it in order to generate the video. You also have option to edit this series, and again inside that again you have extra option to verify it. Pretty cool, and that's what we wanted. Okay, at the top if you see, we have this space which you can remove it, or you can change this design as well. Now currently if I click on edit series, nothing is happened, but if I click on pause or resume, you will see that change, and obviously if I click delete, it will delete it, and that functionality is already there. But make sure instead of the pause, we need to change the status to active, and on the click of edit, we have to make sure it will navigate to the create page, obviously, which again contain it automatically fill the data. You can just update it. So we can add that couple of fixes. So first we here will say on resume click, make sure, or here we say on resume click, make sure to change status to active, and when user schedule or when user create series, change status to active and not pending. Okay, so this change we are adding, and once you pushed or once you submit these changes, obviously it will automatically change this to active status. Perfect. Now next thing that we need to implement is an edit functionality, right? How we can edit this particular series if you want to user want to change something inside this series, you will have option to edit that as well. That particular functionality we'll do it in a moment, but first let's finish implementing this. I think that's done. So if I refresh this, obviously in the database it save it as a pending, but if I click on pause, it's saying pause. On click of resume, now it's saying active. Perfect. And also it added this button called new series, which will navigate you to the creating a new series. Okay, currently we don't have any action for the generate and new videos. Okay, but we implement later on, but until this point make sure that you are saving the data and displaying on the dashboard. Now let's add an edit functionality to our series which is already created. So in order to add an edit functionality, we can tell to that AI model, okay, let's add and use the existing step form for the edit. So over here we can just add a prompt, add edit functionality to already created series. Use existing /dashboard /create form or step form component for edit functionality, and then simply submit it. Now we'll wait for the result what we are getting. Also make sure to review the implementation plan once this AI model give it to us. That is very important. When you check the implementation plan, you will get to know whether it actually reusing it or not. Okay, so we'll wait for the result. Now over here, if you see, we got this implementation plan and it basically updating our create functionality. Over here, if you see on /dashboard /create, it passing the ID, and whenever it passes the ID, it means it's an edit functionality, and then on edit will handle to update the record. And now we'll proceed for this particular functionality, and once it is finished, we'll just go ahead and check this out. So if I try to click edit, boom, if you see, all our selection is now there, and if you want, you can just modify your changes. Pretty cool, right? And once you are happy with all your changes, simply click schedule and it will update your existing series only. So that's how easily and quickly we added this edit functionality. If you have any question, any doubt, let me know in the comment section. Now, I always recommend you to verify what are the files are modified, and if you see, all of these files are changed for this edit functionality, and that's the reason we are using a branching strategy. So at every time when you make some changes, you know what changes it made at that particular step, so that you can verify it. Now what are the changes is made, we need to push it. So we'll create a branch and we call it at a edit series, and then just click enter. So you'll see that branch is checked out. Then stage all of these changes, and here we'll say edit series and simply say commit, and then publish your branch. Once it published, we'll go to this GitHub and simply create the pull request, and then CodeRabbit will review your code, and then over here we'll merge the code once CodeRabbit review the code. Now coming to this most interesting part of this course is to generate a video using AI. But before that, we need to learn and understand how this video generation works. So let me go back to this canvas and let me explain you the complete workflow. Now when user schedule a video, obviously we need to generate this video, and then we need to send or publish that particular video on that specific time. And obviously for that we need to run a background job which will check at that time you need to run any or send or publish any video or not, right? So that cron job or background job we'll implement later on. But for now we need to understand how to generate the video, because we already scheduled the video, right? We already have the series data information, but the question is how to generate it. Now, in order to generate the video, there is some steps we need to follow, we need to execute to gather all the data together, and then we can just combine all of these generated assets or generated data together to generate the video. So, in order to generate the video, first with the help of series data, whatever series data we already have, we fetch it or we get it from the user, and with the help of AI, we need to generate a video script, right? Inside that, it has a video title, the script / narration, and image prompt for each scene. After this, whatever the script or narration is generated, we need to convert that into a voice, right? So we need to use a text to speech model, and that's why we are using a free deepgram / Fonada Lab model to generate the voice over. After this, we will use the we need to convert that TTS or whatever the TTS model is converted. We will get the MP3 file from it, right? And then from that we need to generate a captions based on the specific time. So inside the caption, we'll not only get the text, but we'll get at what time which text we need to show. Okay, so obviously for that as well, we need to use a AI model, or we'll use a free API if possible. Then the next part is to generate images and videos. That is also a very important part to generate this image and video. Okay, obviously to generate these images, we are already generating the prompt. Okay, so on the basis of that, we need to generate these images, and at the end we're gonna save everything to our database. As simple as that. So this is the complete workflow to generate a video. Now obviously after this saving all of this information, we need to combine all together in order to generate the final video. That we'll discuss or we'll implement later on in this course, but first we'll need to generate all of these assets. And obviously if you carefully observe, after each of the tasks we need to go to the next task, right? And it might be a time consuming, and that's the reason we are going to use an ingest. The ingest function will help us to run all the tasks one by one and get the result at the end. And even though your API is running for a long time, doesn't matter, because ingest is a background functional feature available to this ingest, so it will take care of that. Okay, so you don't need to worry about it. But first thing first, in order to run all of these tasks, we need to set up an ingest so that we can implement each of these tasks. Okay, now we'll tell to the Antigravity to install or integrate the ingest. But if you want to learn more about the ingest, simply go to the ingest.com, and here you will find how to integrate all of these things. You will get it. Okay, I will put the link in the description so that you can get a free access to this ingest to run a background job. Now ingest will not help us to just run this step function, but when you want to export the video, ingest is quite helpful at that time as well. Okay, so that's the reason we are going to use ingest, and obviously AI model will help you there, so don't worry about this. Now you have two options to set up ingest inside our Next.js application. By going to the documentation, go to the Next.js and follow step-by-step guide. It's quite straightforward. Okay, there is no complication at all. In many of my previous video, I already used ingest, so you can try it out. Or simply the second method is to tell to this AI model to integrate the ingest. So let's add a prompt. So over here we'll say set up ingest function to run video generation, but first simply set up and write hello world function for test, and then simply submit it. Now this AI will automatically understand what you actually want to build it. Okay, so you don't need to worry about it, but I always recommend you to review the implementation plan. And if you see it want to install the npm ingest, right? Obviously if I go to the documentation, the first step to install the ingest, and pretty cool, right? It actually follow all the documentation step by step and also create the files for you. So we'll wait to finish the execution. If you see this task, that first is to install the package, then initialize the ingest client, create a hello world function, and make sure to create an ingest API and verify ingest setup on a local dev server. Okay, now this is the implementation plan, that how it gonna set up. Okay, and then simply proceed with it. Remember one thing, that currently we are setting up the ingest locally so that you can run locally and test it for free. But even though if you deploy on production, it's free as well. But the steps to deploy on Vercel or any free cloud storage is different. Okay, so at the end of this course, I'm gonna explain you how to deploy the ingest function for a free. Now once the implementation is done, now you can start the ingest server, okay, by running this command inside your terminal. So we'll copy this as it is, and then we'll open a terminal, click add new terminal, and simply paste it here. So it will run your ingest locally. Okay, say yes to the proceed, and then it will run on a port 8288. So simply open that, and then you will see your ingest is now running and it is connected to your localhost. Now one more interesting part I wanted to tell you, that when it set up the ingest, it also updated our middleware.ts file. Okay, currently it's showing as a public, but it did not protect any route yet. Okay, so we have to tell to this middleware to protect all the routes. So because anyway anyone can access our dashboard or anything, right? So this is very important step that AI forgot. So here we'll say protect all routes from unauthorized user except home screen, or we'll say /routes, else protect all, or here we'll say except home screen / sign in and sign up. And then submit it. Okay, because this is very important step, otherwise as I say any unauthorized user can access the dashboard. And if you see it, they edited this clerk middleware file. Okay, and simply accept it. But obviously it is very important to give a public access to this API /ingest, because ingest need an access to your API endpoint, and that's the reason you can still see ingest ingest app name inside your app. Okay, so that's how it works. Now if I go to the function, you will see the hello world function. Okay, and you can even invoke this. If I invoke this hello world function, you will see it's now running, and then it's completed. Now inside this inside this function run method, you will see a step-by-step way when the function executed and when it finished, everything you will find it here, and that's very helpful. Also ingest will run for a long time as well. If your API taking a time to execute, ingest is the best option. Now let's start implementing the video generation workflow. So I already added the points which you need to add, and obviously you can follow this workflow. The link of this document is in the description, so go ahead and check it out. So it will be easy for you to follow along it. Okay, now first we'll create an ingest function, and inside this ingest function we'll add a placeholder for each step, and then for each step we are going to implement the logic. Okay, but first we'll just add a step run placeholder. So that's the reason I already write this prompt. So just I'm saying now I want to generate a video based on video series which user already created already. So write a ingest function and use a step to run each task. Okay, so ingest function has a step run method. Now write a placeholder step run for each task and make sure to run each task on one after finishing the previous one. Fetch series data from Supabase. This is the first task. Second, generate video script using AI. Then generate voice using a TTS model. Then generate a caption using a model. Generate image from image prompt generated data from step 2, and the sixth number is save everything to a database. Now we are just telling that we just need a placeholder and not an actual logic, okay, except for the first step. So first step will actually fetch the data. And also remember one important thing, execute this ingest function on click of generate button on series card. Okay, so if you remember on the series card we have this button, and on the click of it we want to execute this workflow. Later on, remember one thing, that we are going to implement the auto schedule part, but for now, for the testing purpose, we need to call this ingest function on the click of generate. Now simply send it, and obviously this is a little bit big task and it might take a few time to get the final result, but make sure to review the task and implementation plan before proceed further. So over here if you see the task, it will define a generate video ingest function, update inside this API route as well, and making sure on the dashboard page on the click of it, it will trigger that. Okay, and if you see right now it's almost ready, and inside the walkthrough you will find all the details. Perfect. So if I go over here, you will find how to test and everything. So you can follow each of the step in order to run it. Now the most important thing, I will go to this source and we'll go to the ingest folder. So inside this ingest you will find a function.ts, and here we have a new function called generate video, and for each of them you will see a placeholder except for the first. See, that's pretty cool, right? Because whatever we inform inside the prompt, that only thing it implemented, and that's what we need. Now if I go to this ingest function, right, over here you will see a generate video. Okay, now let's trigger it from the from our dashboard. So if I click generate, right, over here you will see inside the run, it generated, or it run this video generate ingest function, and first thing it fetched the data from our database. If you see, for that particular ID it fetch all the data, and then it generate the video one by one, it execute the step one by one. Pretty nice, right? That's what we wanted. And for each step now we need to add a logic, as simple as that. And also inside this API endpoint we have this video endpoint and /generate, and inside this route.ts you will see a post method which will actually trigger your ingest function, okay, or ingest event using the event name and the series ID which we pass as a ID to fetch the data, and all of this detail as well. Now the next task is to generate the script first. Okay, so we're gonna add a prompt, and here we're gonna implement that. Now let's generate step 2 function, where I need to generate video script based on series data like video niche, the duration, video style, generate a script, then a video title, then we also want to generate the image prompt for each scene. Okay, now we also need to tell to this model that generate 4 to 5 image prompt for 30 to 40 seconds video, and 5 to 6 image prompt for 60 to 70 second video. Okay, that is very important. So in that way it will generate the information. Also make sure video script will be natural, because later on I want to give voice over to this script. Okay, so you have to tell it, so it will generate like that. And here at the last will say, and give result in JSON format only, no any raw text, because I want to pass this generated data to next step run function, and that's how we have to write prompt. Simply what you want to do, explain it in a proper way inside the prompt, and then AI will take care of it. Now the last important thing over here, that we have to tell which AI model you want to use. So here we want to use a Gemini AI model, but you can use any AI model which is free for you. Gemini also free to use. Okay, so use a Gemini AI model. I'm going to tell you how to generate the API key for this Google's Gemini AI model as well. So first we'll say use Gemini AI model to generate video script using AI, and make sure use Google Gen SDK for integration. Okay, and then simply send it. Now once you send, we'll wait for the result. You can go through the task and implementation plan, and right now if you see, it's starting installing this Google Generative AI SDK. Now right now Google recently updated their SDK. So if I go to this Google Gen SDK, so we'll go and we'll verify that is the correct SDK or not. So right now if you see, there are two SDK. One is Google Generative AI, okay, but it's saying it's deprecated, okay, so it's no longer in use, and it published 9 months ago, but I don't know when they updated last. But this is the new model which is 5 days ago they published, okay, and which is a very new one. So we'll use that model. So simply copy this npm command and go over here. Inside this you can edit this command as well, and simply say accept. So actually this AI model does not understand that new Gen AI SDK, okay, and you still want to install this generative AI. So let's go ahead and add this, because anyway it's not fully deprecated from the npm package, and this model Gen AI is just published 5 days ago, okay, so it might be an unstable. So we'll go whatever this Antigravity is asked for, and we'll go with his choice this time. Right now if you see, we got the result. Now we will verify that by going to the Inngest folder, and inside that we have function.ts file. Inside this function, if I open the second step, which is generate video script, and over here if you see, it's calling the generate script prompt. Obviously this method is already created inside the gemini.ts under the lib folder, and inside this you will see a prompt as well, so you don't need to worry about anything in this case. Then if I go back to this function, we'll get the result, and it is in the form of JSON. It's returning from the script data. Now let's test this out. So we'll go over here, we'll go to our app, and then we'll click on generate button. Once you click, we'll go to this Inngest, and in Inngest if you see, it start running, but we got an error, okay. If I click on this, it's saying error fetching from this Gemini SDK. Do you know the reason why we are getting this error? I will just cancel this Inngest. That's because we don't have the valid API key added, right? Obviously we need to add an API key. So inside the generate script prompt, when you call the model, it need an API key. See, so simply inside .env.local file, it already okay, I don't think they added, so I will just copy this Gemini API key, go to this env.local, and then simply you need to add a key. Now in order to generate a key, simply go to the AI.Google Studio, or just it's let's type AI Studio Google, and you will find aistudio.google.com. Just go over here, and inside this you will find an option called get API key. Just click on this get API key, and then you can generate a new API key if you want. So let's click on create API key. Here we'll say with Max AI video generator, and then you have option to select which project you want to add this particular key, and simply click create key. Once the key is generated, if you see, currently I'm on a free tier, so you don't need to pay anything. Copy this API key, paste it, okay, and once you paste, you can just test this out. So we'll go to this again, we'll click on generate. I will go to this ingest, and okay, still I am getting this error. And now the error is saying this Gemini 1.5 Flash is not found for this API version. Now in order to fix this issue, simply I will go to the studio again, and it's just saying that the model which you are using is not compatible. So you can search for any other model. If I go to this one, click on Gemini, and there are different model which you can use it. Okay, so I will use this Gemini 2.5 Pro. Simply copy this to clipboard, and then we'll go to the Gemini and make sure to update this model, and then save it. And again we'll test it out and we verify whether this time it's generating or not. So click on generate. I will cancel the first one. Okay, still we have an issue. So let's click on this one and let's see what is the issue this time. So it's saying you are exceed your current quota, right? Because I use a lot of time. Okay, so I need to use with a different account or with a paid tier, because in free tier my quota is already finished, because as I say I use a lot. So I updated my API key, and now let's try this out. So if I click generate and we'll go to this ingest, and now if you see the series data is fetched, now it's actually executing with an AI model without any error. So that's a good thing. And now we'll wait to finish his task, and right now if you see, it generated successfully. Now inside this output you will see the scenes along with the image prompt, the scene ID and the text. Now this text is nothing but the script. Okay, so we have this complete script, but this data also tell us that on when this particular script is going on, which image to show. Okay, so that's the reason, and the scene ID is also very helpful for us, and I think that's pretty good. So we are getting all the data which we want. Perfect. Now the next step in our workflow is generate voiceover. So we finished this step, so I will just mark this as a finished with that color. But now for the next step, we need to generate the text to speech, which is the whatever the script we generate. For that script we need to generate a voiceover using a DeepGram and Fonada Lab. Now the next task is to generate a voiceover, and for that we need to use a text to speech model, and for that we want to use a DeepGram and the Fonada Lab. If you want to use an Indian voice, then I will suggest you to go with the Fonada Lab, and most important is free. Also, if you want to use English or other than non-Indian language, then go with the DeepGram. But we are going to integrate both of them. Just for the information that inside our database, we already saving the language, the voice ID and the model name as well. Okay, and depends on that model name, we are going to implement inside our app. So let's go to this Antigravity, and then we're gonna add a command. Now set up step 3 to generate text to speech for our video script. Use DeepGram and Fonada Lab to generate voiceover based on video data and script generated. So over here we'll say a series data and script generated, implement TTS model. For Fonada Lab, use this documentation to integrate. Okay, and then we need to go to the Fonada Lab. Now in order to get a free access to the Fonada Lab, simply click the link in the description, and then you will jump onto this documentation for the text to speech model. Simply copy this link and then paste it here. So this AI model will automatically crawl this Fonada Lab documentation, and depends on and based on this documentation it will integrate. So we'll send this, and now we'll wait for the result. As we we add and use the link, and if you see, it automatically open a browser and is scroll to the from the website. So whatever the link we added, if you see it automatically scrolling and crawling, and if you at the bottom, if you see it's saying getting a DOM. Okay, it is just getting all the information from this particular website. Now once the implementation and task plan is generated, you can see this implementation plan and the task, and make sure to accept this installation step as well. And once you got the result, you can see the walkthrough, how it actually implemented, how you can test it, and best important thing, it save it to our Supabase storage as well. Now currently if you see, we need to set up a DeepGram API key and Fonada Lab API key as well. So let's go to the DeepGram first and we'll get the API key. So make sure to create a new account. I will put the link in the description so that you can just sign in with that to get a $200 of credit. Once you sign in, you will find the credit option over here and option to create an API key. Give the application name, and then simply click create. Make sure to add this API key, and once you create it, again we need a Fonada Lab key as well. So for the Fonada Lab, make sure to sign in, and then inside the console you will get an option to create a new API key. So over here if you see, you have option to create an API key. I will give with Max app and then click create key. Then the next step is we need to create a public storage bucket inside the Supabase called voiceover in your Supabase project. Okay, and then we'll copy that voiceover as a text. We'll go to the Supabase, and inside the Supabase if you see, we have the storage, right? Go to the storage, add a new bucket and give the name, but you have to make sure the bucket will be the public so you can access that. And I think that's all we need, and simply click create. Once you create it, it means once you start generating, it will automatically save your generated file. Now let's test this out. So we'll go to our app and then we'll click generate. Once we call generate, we'll go to this Inngest function, and right now if you see, it's still running. First it will generate the script using an AI model. Then the next step is to generate a voiceover using a text to speech model. And right now if you see, after generating the script, now it's generating the voiceover for us. And right now if you see, it also generated a voice for us, and this is the URL of that MP3 file. If I open this URL in new tab,
Ever wondered how ancient Rome, a city of 1 million people, thrived without modern plumbing?
pretty cool, right? And that's how you successfully generated a voiceover for your video script. So that's all, and you can also verify by going to this bucket. If I open this voiceover, you will find this MP3 file. Okay, perfect. So that's how you have to implement it. If you have any question, any doubt while implementing this feature, let me know in the comment section. And same thing, if you have selected Indian voice, it will use a Fonada Lab to generate the API, generate the MP3 file for your video script. Now the next step in our workflow is to generate the caption from the MP3 file which is generated in the previous stage. And in order to generate the caption, you can even use a DeepGram. You don't need to worry about any paid model. So we'll go back to the Antigravity and we'll tell to this one. So here we'll say, let's implement next step to generate caption from generated voiceover. Use DeepGram to generate captions, and then simply send it. Now we'll wait to get the final result and we'll verify whether we are getting a proper result or not. So right now if you see in the task plan, these are some of the things that AI model is working on, and the caption is generated. So we'll test this out now. So we'll go to this model, we'll trigger this event, we'll go to the ingest, and now ingest is running. Just in meantime, I wanted to show you what changes this ingest make. So inside the ingest function.ts, the third step is generate voice, and after generating a voice, we are getting a voice URL. This voice URL we are passing to this caption step, and here we have the generate caption method. So inside this generate caption method, it actually calling a divgram and to get a captions only. Okay, now if I go to this ingest step run, if you see it's still generating voiceover for us, and if you see the caption is also generated, and if you carefully observe, the caption has each word, when it start, when it end, every detail you will find under this caption section. Cool, right? So that's how we have to generate this caption using a divgram. So if you have any question, any doubt, let me know in the comment section. If you face any issue while generating this caption, so you can just ask me any question on the Discord channel as well, and you can even ask question on tubeguruji.com. Now let's generate the image based on our script. As our script already generating the image prompt, and with that prompt we are going to generate the image. Now there are a lot of image generation model available in the market. You can even use a Google Gemini model. But if you want to use a cheapest with the best result, I will recommend you to go to the replicate.com and then search for the images model. There are a bunch of models available in order to generate the image, even a nano banana or flux model, and there are many others. So one of the low cost model, which is SDXL Lightning, okay, by ByteDance. So this model will just cost you less than $0.0017. It means in $1 you can generate 588 images, and which is best for this kind of image generation. So in order to use this model, first make sure to sign in to the replicate. I will put the link in the description. Once you sign in, you can go to this API, and here you will find a documentation how to use it. Okay, now I will just copy everything as it is and then go to our IDE, and inside that we are going to add a prompt. Now generate step 4. Actually it's step 5. Okay, so generate step 5 and 6. In step 5, generate image using replicate, and here is a model to use, and then paste the code which you just copied. After that, save data in step 7 to database. So create schema to save video or generated video assets in Supabase, and I think that's all we needed. Okay, so once you pasted this one, it will add that particular implementation to generate the image and everything. Also few things I'm going to write over here just before after saving the step 7. Generate image from image prompt generated in step 2 for each scene, and then submit it. Now once it submit, it will implement the replicate to generate the image, and it will also implement the step 7 to save that into a database. Now it will also give you the schema to create a new table. Now we'll wait for to get the result. Now right now if you see, it asking me to install the replicate, so make sure to accept that so that it will install the replicate. So inside this, if you already see that it asking me to add this API token inside the .env.local file and also run SQL script inside your Supabase. And now if I open this walkthrough, there as well it mentioned the step to follow. Okay, so I will copy this API token, and inside .env.local file I will paste it. Now in order to generate the API token, simply go to the replicate, go to your API tokens, and inside that you can create a free token. So I can give the token name, and then click create token. Copy this token, go back to your .env.local file and then paste it. After this, if you scroll down, I don't see the script. So this script is inside our implementation plan. So we'll go to the implementation plan, and over here if you see, we have this alter series, or obviously it is just giving, it's just updating the series column, and there it try to save the images. So we need to tell to this AI model that we need a new column, new table called video, and in that one we need to save all the series video. Okay, so I'm gonna write the prompt, create new table schema to save all assets generated for video for that series. Remember, for a one series can have multiple video records. Okay, and then send it. Now once you add that, AI will automatically understand that you are trying to save inside the new table, and you need a new schema. And right now if you see, it's added that schema. So right now make sure to proceed it, because it will also update your ingest function to save inside this video column. Okay, so copy everything as it is. So I will just copy this, and simply once it is finished, you will see all the changes they made. You can go back to the Supabase in order to create a new column. So I will go to the SQL editor, because we have the query, simply paste it, and these are the column it create. Okay, obviously if you see, it's also refer to the series ID. Okay, and added the reference as well. Now simply run this selected query. Right now we got an error saying syntax error at not line 1. So let me try this out, and if you just remove the comment, the top, and now if you see, it's saying run successfully. Now I will go to the table editor, and over here you will see a new table called video. Perfect. And now if I run our everything all together along with the image generation, let's see whether we our model is actually generating the images or not. So just check the log, check the step function, each step function, and you will get to know which logic is failing through this ingest. And if you see, it generated the image as well and save it to our database. And for each scene it generated that images. Currently it generated 5 images. You can simply open it in new tab and you will see the result as well. And the most important thing, inside our database it also gets saved with the ID, the script. Obviously the script contain all of this JSON information, the voice, caption, and the images list for each of that scene. And obviously there is a space for the video URL. Later on we need it. I think that's all we need. Perfect. Now that's how we have to generate the image, and then we also save it to our database. It means we finished all of this workflow and we implemented everything step by step. Perfect, right? So guys, if you have any question, any doubt while implementing this image generation, let me know in the comment section. Now the next interesting part is to bring all these assets together in order to play the video, and then we learn how we can export to MP4 so that you can download it on your device. Now before building a final video, we need to create a video screen. When user click on generate, your user can navigate to this video screen and it will show the loading state when video is generating in the background. Okay, so that particular page we need to implement. So we'll go back to this Antigravity and we'll tell to this AI with the prompt, and we'll say implement video page. So on click of video sidebar option, it will navigate to video page. On that page, show list of video generated from video table. Make sure to show image as a thumbnail, and along with it show when it created, title of video, etc. Okay, then also make sure when user click on generate button on series card, then navigate user to video page and show the status as generating with a loading step, with a loading indicator. Okay, so these are the things we added and just simply send it now. Okay, so now we'll wait for the result. Now the main task is AI need to do. On the click of generate, it will navigate to the video screen and then it will show the loader, and other than that it will just simply fetch all the data from the video list. Okay, now we have 3 records, so it will just show the 3 video created. So we'll wait to finish and to get the final result. If you see, we have this implementation plan and we'll just simply say proceed. Now the implementation is done and you can see the walkthrough, okay, as well with the code that he changed. That's good. Now if I go back and go to this video screen, right now if you see, we got an error and it's saying that we are trying to render an image from this host name, right, and it's not configured under the next.config.ts file. So basically either you have two options, copy this error and paste it inside your next config, okay, or you can simply update your next config. So I will copy this error as it is and we'll paste it here. We don't need this all the data, just the error, okay, and then send it. Now basically what it will do, it will go to the next.config.ts file, okay, and it will add this host name whichever we it giving this error, so this host name, and if you see, it added this host name as well, okay, and obviously along with that it also added for the image kit, for the replicate and everything, and simply accept all. Once you accept, I think we can test this now, and if you see, we got the generated video. Beautiful, right? And for each of them we have the all the details. Now if I click on any of these, nothing will work because we don't have the video generated yet. It's just the assets. Now also we forgot to add on click to this series. So if I click on series, nothing is happening, right? So we can just tell on click of series option on sidebar show the series list. Similar list, I think that's all we need. Basically you just need to navigate to this dashboard route, okay, so you will see this series. You can simply actually update that. So go to the sidebar, or you can just search app sidebar, or let's search bar sidebar, okay. So inside the dashboard, if you see, for the series, you're navigating to series, so just navigate to the dashboard and then you will get the series. Perfect. Now if I try to generate, right, it will navigate to this particular page, but when you navigate, it doesn't show the the video which is generating. In the behind scene it's generating, but it's not showing on the screen, so we need to update it. So inside the prompt, just say on click of generate video, generate button on series card, when it navigate to video page, make sure to show that video as generated, or it's generating with loading indicator. So you might need to add status in Supabase table and add polling. Now polling is nothing but to check whether the video is ready or not, right? So it will keep pinging to your database. So that's the reason we added that. You need to add a status and add polling to check the video status and then send it. So that's how we have to implement that particular feature. If I refresh it, you might see that video, see, and it fixed that particular issue, okay. Now if I go to the series, generate the video again, and if you see, now it's showing as a loading state and it's saying it's currently generating, and that's the other reason video title is not defined and nothing happened. But once it's ready, then it will show the live video as well. Okay, so that's how guys you have to implement this functionality. Now before going to the next chapter, we need to add all of these changes. So let's create a new branch, and here we'll say 6 and we'll give name generate video assets and display generated video. Okay, hit enter, make sure the branch is checked out, then stage all of these changes and give the commit message. So over here we'll say generate video assets and display generated video records, and then commit it and make sure to publish your branch. Then go to your GitHub account and then make sure to create a new pull request. Once you create the pull request, wait for CodeRabbit to review your code. You will see all the summary that CodeRabbit will generate automatically, and then fix all the CodeRabbit commit. And at the end, don't forget to merge your pull request to a main branch. To generate in final video, we need to understand how the video actually built together, right? So in order to do that, let's understand. Now this is the simple screenshot of the video from the faceless video, and if you see, for this particular video we have the image, okay, and we need to run this image in a sequence manner so that at a specific time that image will display. Then on the top of image we need to show a caption, okay, so we already have the list of captions, and that caption we need to run at the specific time as well. And the last important thing, the audio voiceover. So all of these things we need to make sure it sync together within that particular time frame. Now to bring all of this data and assets together to create a final video, we are going to use a Remotion. Remotion is a library to create a video programmatically. It's a very popular library, and most important, it's free to use. Okay, and in many of my video I use the Remotion library, so you can check it out. But in this particular project as well, we are going to use Remotion, but AI will do it for us. AI will integrate the Remotion, will not do anything. We'll just tell AI to implement it. So I already added a prompt. You can copy that from this documentation, and this is the few steps that we added. You can simply copy it. So I also added one more line to update our database, and what are the steps I added, you can just copy that and paste it. So I will copy it and then I will paste it here, and then simply send it. Now it is very important to review the implementation plan, task, and make sure whatever steps we added, this AI understand it, and then we'll verify and then we proceed with that. So if you see, I can go to this task, and these are the things they added. It look like correct, okay, but simply accept it for now. Now this Remotion build is not possible without setting up the AWS Lambda, okay, because your video is going to build with a final video output on the cloud, okay. It cannot be built locally. It can build locally, but once you deploy your application, you need a server, and that's why we are going to use AWS Lambda. Don't worry, you can create a new AWS new account and you will get a free use of Lambda as well. Now right now let's set up on the application side first, and then we'll learn how to set up on the AWS Lambda side. And if you go to this implementation plan, these are the steps we need to take care first. So right now we'll proceed with the application side, and then we'll set up the AWS account with the Lambda, okay. So that particular part is very important, but because without that you cannot export your video. So right now if you see, we got the result, and here are some of the steps that we need to do. The very first thing, we need to add this environment key inside our .env.local file, but we have to set up the AWS Lambda infrastructure on the AWS cloud, and then we need to run this some of the command in order to generate some policies which we need to add to the Lambda functions. But before that, let's copy this environment keys so that we will not forget. And here I pasted. Let's save it, and then we'll go to the next part, which to set up AWS Lambda. Now it's time to set up our Lambda function on AWS. Now before that, make sure inside your ingest functions, so we'll go to the ingest and let's search function.ts, and inside that, if you scroll down, we have the step 7 where we are going to render the video on Lambda, right? And these are the some steps that it actually build your application and then get the final video URL, and then it will save it to your database. As simple as that. Okay, so first we'll go to the Remotion documentation. So simply go to the docs and scroll down. Here you will find an option called Lambda. Click setup. In this one, first thing you need to do to run this Remotion Lambda, so we'll copy that command, and inside the VS Code, let's add a new terminal and simply paste it here. So right now I'm getting this error. That's because I need to provide permission with a sudo. After that, you need to go to this AWS account IAM policy section. Okay, so I already have one Remotion setup, but let's create a new one. So we'll go to this AWS account IMS policy, just click on it, and if you are logged in, it will navigate to that particular page. Then after this, we need to click on create policy and then click on JSON. So we'll click on create policy, then click on JSON. After that, in your project, type npx Remotion Lambda policy role. So we'll copy everything as it is exactly, and we'll paste it here. So it will basically generate this policy. Okay, this particular JSON you need to copy, and then you need to paste inside your JSON. So over here I'm gonna paste it. Then you have to give the exact policy name, okay, which is Remotion Lambda policy. Now I already have one policy created. Okay, so I'm going to add a different name in this case. So we'll say next, give the policy name. So here we'll say with max. Okay, and I think that's all we need to do, and simply click on create policy. Once the policy is created, the next step, we need to create a role. So we'll go to this AWS account IAM role section, just click on this link, then click on create role, and then under the use case we have to select Lambda. So inside the role we'll say create role, and then we need to create a role under the use case, and then we select Lambda. So let's go over here, under the use case, select a Lambda, and then simply click next. In this one, under the permission policy, we have to filter with the Remotion Lambda policy. Okay, so over here I will search for that policy, and I created with the widmax, so I will select this one, but if you see I already have one, so you can use that one, and then we click on create policy. Next step, in a final step, we have to name the role. So we'll copy this role. So I think this is the one, and over here just add this role, but I already have the role, so here we'll say with max again. And next step is you can leave the other field as it is and say create role. So we'll say create role. Okay, the role is created. If you see, we have this with max role. Now next we have to create a user, so we'll go to this I am a user. I will close this tab, and here we need to click on add user, enter the username such as Remotion user. So let's copy that. I already have that, so I will give the different name and simply click create. Okay, so make sure everything is correct. So we'll say next, we'll say next. So I think that's all, everything perfect. So next, create user. And if you see, the user is now created. Next step is create an access key for that user. So we'll go to this I am a user section, just click on it. Here you just need to follow the step-by-step guide and everything is work for you. Then click on the name of the user that you just created, and then you have to navigate to the security credential tab and scroll down to the access key. So we created this one, security credential tab, and then we'll have an access key section. After this, we have to click on create access key button and select application running on AWS compute service. So here we'll click on the create access key and we have to select this application running on AWS service, right? We have to ignore this warning, okay, and check. So we'll not check anything, and we'll just click on next and create access key. So we'll click on next. Oh, we have to check mark this and then click next. You don't need to add anything. Click next, and here you will get the access key and the secret access key as well. Now this thing we need to add inside the remotion access key and the secret key. So I will copy that. We'll go back to this .env file and simply for the access key I will paste it here. Okay, and we also have the secret key, so we'll copy the secret key. Okay, so make sure the access key ID will be here and the secret key. So let me copy that over here first and then this access key. After that we'll click done and then continue. Then the next step is after setting up both this environment key, we need to add a permission to your user, right? So we'll go to this AWS account I am a user section, just follow these steps and then we'll select the user, then we'll add inline policy under the add permission drop down in the permission policy panel. So over here in add a permission, click on create inline policy, right? So that's what they suggested, and then click on JSON tab. So we click on JSON tab. Then in our terminal we have to run this particular command which will return us the policy. So over here we'll paste it and then it will give you the policy. We'll just copy everything as it is. Don't mix up with the above one, okay? And then copy that, go back and then simply paste it here. Perfect. Then the next step is click next, review your policy and then give the policy name. So we'll click next, we need to give the policy name. So I will just copy this example and I will say with max and then simply click on create policy. And once you create the policy, that's all. Now you can validate all the permission, okay? So you can copy this command, go back to your application and simply paste this. Now inside that, if you see, we got an error and it's saying that you don't have AWS access key ID and remotion AWS access key ID, right? Now this access key ID is different from the what we generated. Basically, actually we both this key we set up, but we forgot to save it. Let's save it and then let's run it again. So you have to make sure you will save the file. Okay, still we have this error. Okay, even though we added, we are still getting error. It look like it's trying to access .env file and not .env.local file. So let's create .env file and inside that we'll add our key. Okay, so now it's run because you have to also give to the remotion AWS secret key access and remotion with AWS access key. Okay, so that two things very important. Same key, but the environment variable name is different. And you will see everything is now check mark. Now it's time to deploy our function. So copy this command line inside the terminal. I will click deploy and then if you see it start deploying your Lambda function. Okay, so we'll wait to finish it. So right now again we got an error. It's saying AWS return an access denied error message because of the permission missing. So as I'm using a different remotion role name, right? So that's the reason I was getting error, and then I have to add the custom role name and everything. And right now if you see, my remotion is now deployed, and this is my function name. Okay, now if I go back to the next step over here, now you can deploy the site as well. And the next you need to deploy your site. So in my case I gave the custom role name, so I have to add the custom role ARN number along with I have to mention the role. But in your case you can simply copy this remotion lambda sites command. Okay, and here you can give the site name. Now every time when you want to redeploy it again, give the same site name. So here I will give it as a widmax only. Our path is inside the remotion folder /root.tsx file. So same thing you have to do it. So we'll copy that and we're gonna paste it. So let me go back. So just over here we're gonna replace this to the remotion /root.tsx. And if you see, it's deploying. Anytime if you are getting error, make sure to send it to the AI model, and then it will fix it for you. And once it is deployed, you will get this serve URL. Okay, simply copy that serve URL and paste it inside your .env.local file. So in place of this one, I will add this serve URL, and if you think the region and all, you will also get that. So in my case, I think region is US East 1, and the lambda function which we already get it right in the previous step, that function name you have to put it inside the function name. Here make sure to give the region name with the US-East-1 and then save. After finishing that, let's generate the new video and we'll see whether we are getting the output as a final video. Okay, so we'll click on generate, it navigate, and currently if you see, it's in loading state. If I go to this Inngest, currently it's running, and we'll wait for the final result. And after the final result, we'll see this wait for the render function, and it returns the AWS S3 bucket URL. If I open this, it downloaded this video for us, and now if I open, you will see the video is now playing.
Wondered how the ancient Romans threw a dinner party? Forget the couch, had a specific and get
pretty cool, right? But there is one thing missing. The caption is not rendering on the screen. Okay, we'll fix it in a moment. Obviously you have to tell to the model to generate and fix the caption, but before that it will be very hard to see whether the caption is generated or not. And every time whenever you make a modification, you have to make sure to publish your function, or you have to deploy your function again. Okay, and now once the video is generated, you can just go ahead and we'll check whether the caption is there. And if you see, we have the caption now showing on the screen. Perfect. When we implemented this card, it also added this feature where you, on the click of it, you can even play the video and it will show the pop-up, and in that you can play the video. You also have an option to download it. If you want to download, just click on it and then it will download it inside your device, and from there you can play it. Pretty cool, right? And everything is getting saved to the AWS, so you don't need to worry about Supabase storage, because AWS storage is much faster, and when you generate this video, immediately it will save as well. So I hope you understand how easily we implemented and fixed the error as well. After video is generated, we want to send a notification email to user that your video is ready to publish. And for that one, let's understand the workflow, how you want to integrate. Now once user schedule the series and which is in the active state, then at the particular time we are going to generate video, and obviously we are going to generate video 2 hours before it publish time. And then at that time we need to send an email notification. Once the email notification is sent, and at the time of publish, at that time we need to make sure to run a cron job or some background job which will send an email to a email platform, or if user selected as a publish on YouTube, then we want to publish it on YouTube, and same if you want to publish on Instagram, then it will publish on Instagram as well. Okay, now to send an email for email notification, we are going to use a free email service called useplunk. Okay, so it's an open source and you can even host that on your own platform by connecting to AWS. But if you want to use their website, you can just go ahead, create a new account, and for a free you will get 1,000 email every month, and later on you can just pay $0.001. Now you have two options: either you can connect your own domain or you can even use their domain as well. So it's not mandatory. Okay, so it's optional. So that's the reason I selected this useplunk. Now in order to implement, I already wrote the prompt, okay, and just saying that I want to send notification email to user once video is generated. So use the plunk and integrate to send an email notification functionality with a proper template and video details along with the image thumbnail, and option to view or download the button. Add a send email notification step inside the ingest once video URL is saved to our database. So I will copy this prompt. You will find that inside the eraser doc as well, or you can get it on tubeguruji.com. Then simply go to your Antigravity and simply I'm gonna paste it here. Then send this and wait for the result. Now it will add a new ingest step run function which will send an email along with email send method as well. So right now if you see, it asked me to install this useplunk node npm package. So make sure to install, and then you can see the implementation plan. The most important thing we need to set up is a plunk API key. We'll set up in a moment once our code is ready. And once it's ready, you can simply open a walkthrough, and inside the walkthrough you will find that we need to set up the plunk API key. Okay, so let's copy this plunk API key and inside .env file and paste it there. Once you paste it, simply go back to the plunk, and then here you can create a new API key as well. If you want, you can create a new project, give the project name. So we'll say vidmax, the project URL. If you don't have, just add the domain right now, and here we'll add, I think just go to the home screen because it asked me to add a lot of things. So over here we'll send the test email, and here we'll say explore the rest of the plunk. Now in order to generate the API key, simply go to the project setting, API key, and you will find this API key. Simply copy this API key, then paste. Okay, now once that is done, let's test our application. So basically I will click on this generate button, and then ingest now will start running all the step one by one, and if you see, it's showing the loading state as well. So we'll wait to finish this ingest function workflow, and then at the end we'll see whether we are receiving email or not. Now if you see, the notification is sent successfully. Also make sure to use a plunk's secret API key on the server side. Okay, and once if I go back to the Gmail, and if you see, just now we got this notification. If I click it, we got the notification from this plunk, and we have this beautiful template, the thumbnail of that video as we suggested, and then we have option to download the video as well, and once you click on it, it will start downloading your video, and that's how you can easily send email notification. Okay, next we'll learn how to run a background job to send a scheduled video on email, on YouTube, or on Instagram or TikTok. Okay, so if you have any question, any doubt until this point, let me know in the comment section. Now it's time to push our code to the GitHub. So we're gonna create a new branch, and then we can give a branch name. Let's say send email notification using plunk, and simply enter it, then add a commit message. Make sure to stage all of these changes and then say commit, and don't forget to publish your branch. Once you publish, simply go to your GitHub account and then click compare, and here I'm gonna create a pull request. Now we'll wait for a code rabbit to review our code, and then simply at the end you can merge your pull request. Now coming to the most interesting feature of this application is to schedule the video and publish it on different platform. Now in this particular section we are going to publish or send an email platform, okay, and not on YouTube and Instagram for now. I'm going to tell you how to publish it on YouTube, but for Instagram you need an extra permission from the Facebook. You need to have this application in production, then we have to put it on a review, and once in a 3 to 5 business days Facebook review your app, then only they approve it. And same with the TikTok, but TikTok has more restriction, they are more stricter than Facebook. But for YouTube there is no any review process. You can just connect your YouTube channel and then it will automatically start publishing. But for now we're gonna learn how to do it for the email platform, and then we're gonna add a placeholder for YouTube, Instagram as well, okay? So don't worry. Now I already wrote this prompt, it's a bigger, so I already structure it very well. So inside the prompt we are just telling that we want to schedule this published video, and we give the process how you need to do it. Also we want to generate video 2 hours before the published time, okay, and then we want to send it to the user's email if the platform is the email. Now if I go to the Supabase, then you will see we have one table called series, and inside the series we are saving the selected platform under this platform column, okay. So in this case if you see I selected YouTube and email, and obviously it will check inside the database whether the platform is YouTube or email, and based on that one it will send to that specific platform, okay. So obviously this particular command will create a new ingest function, okay, and that in that one we're going to implement this complete process. Now for the testing purpose, obviously once you schedule right, but we need to test it beforehand, so I added the command that for a testing purpose we need to add a small execute workflow button on a series card to test the schedule functionality, which include run video, generation flow, and then send it on an email. All platform mentioned in the platform column in series data, okay. So obviously it will send to that all the platform. Now if I go to this series over here, it will add a new button just for the testing, and later on we are going to remove that button. But for now let's copy everything as it is, and then go to this Antigravity, send this, and then we'll say send. Now we'll wait for the implementation plan, and then you can just review that one, and then we'll wait for the final result. Now if you see, we got the implementation plan, and it's creating a cron trigger function called schedule daily videos that run every 4 hours daily, okay. So it fetches all the active series from the Supabase. For each it sends a video generate event, and there are a lot of other things that going to happen, okay. So you can just say proceed with this implementation, and if you think that you want extra steps or extra modification, just let this implementation plan know, okay. You can just add a comment on that particular line, and once we get the result you can see all the walkthrough how it works and everything, and this is the video scheduling and automated publishing. So all the step already given. So I will go back to our app, and here if you see for a temporary we got this new workflow button, okay. So on the click of it, it will execute our workflow. So just click on it, I will go to the ingest, and if you see the workflow start running. Now first it will fetch the series data, and then it will generate the video. Now inside the ingest function you will see we have this scheduled daily video newly created function, and inside that you will see it will run daily at midnight, okay, and then it will send all the data. Perfect, right? So that's how the ingest will help us to schedule your information. If you have any question, any doubt until this point, let me know in the comment section. So right now if you see our video generated the script, now it generated the voice, caption is also generated, now it's generating the images, and then at the end it will just schedule the video. Obviously before that you will get a notification as well that your video is now ready for the publish. And if you see, it's published for the different platforms, so it's saying email sent, and then it queued for the YouTube. Pretty cool, right? So that's how you can schedule on a different platform. And in the email as well, we got that saying your video is now ready. Okay, and at that particular time it will send another email saying that video is published, or if it's an email you will get the video, or if it's a YouTube, it will publish that particular video. Also inside the ingest function, under the publish to platform, you will see that for the YouTube we have the placeholder to integrate the YouTube data API, and same for the Facebook and the TikTok as well. Okay, and then obviously right now we don't have that data, but once we have that data, then you can simply add information to that particular section. Okay, you can tell to this Antigravity to add it, so they will help you to add that information as well. But guys, that's all for this particular chapter. If you have any question, any doubt, let me know in the comment section. This is how easily we build this application and this complete workflow with the help of Google's Antigravity. Now until this point, everything implemented with the AI, and it will be very easy. In the same way, we have to add very important functionality, which is a connecting to an platform. For example, if you want to connect to the YouTube account or Instagram account or TikTok account, you need to add that feature inside your setting page so that you can easily connect to your account and then it start posting a video. Currently in the series, we are only giving option to select the platform, but inside the setting option or setting page, we need to add that feature where user can connect with their account. So let's go back to this ID and just inform to the AI that you want that page. Now here we can just say create setting page. On click of sidebar setting option, it will open setting page. On that page, I want to add an option to connect an account and social media account. Okay, and here you can give an option. So add an option to connect to YouTube channel, Instagram account and TikTok account as well. Now make sure on click of any of social media account, it should add SDK integration if needed to connect to their respective platform. Okay, and save required information inside database. Make sure later on we want to add feature to publish video on the platforms. Okay, so these are the prompts we added. Also, I'm going to add one more important prompt for the setting page. Also add an option to delete account under danger zone inside setting page. So right now we just added the functionality what we want. We did not inform anything related to the UI, how you want to UI will look like, everything. But if you have anything in your mind that the UI will need to be look like that, make sure to mention that. But right now I will just keep everything on AI side and he will decide how the UI will be. Okay, just send this and we'll wait for the result. Now if you see, we got the implementation plan, and implementation plan contain actual implementation how it works, right? Now for the YouTube, obviously we need to generate the Google client ID, client secret key and the app URL later on. Then it will automatically generate the setting page with this premium UI, how your setting page will look like, and then the component to connect your social media account. Okay, and then inside the social connection table, it's gonna save all the information. So obviously we need to create this table as well, and we can, after that we can test it. So I will say proceed for this implementation plan, and later on if we need, we can just add extra feature into this app. So right now if you see, it's trying to install this Google API SDK, so we'll proceed with that, and then after that we'll wait for the result. And now if you see, the implementation is completed. Inside the next.config.ts they also added this host name in order to show the image URL. If it's not there, make sure to add your own. And if I go to this setting page, now you will see this beautiful setting page with an option with a full name, email address, and option to connect the social media account as well. And at the end we have the danger zone to delete the complete account. Now before testing this functionality, we need to add or create the table. So if I go to this implementation plan, we need to copy this complete SQL script, then go to the Supabase, and inside the Supabase we'll go to the SQL editor and simply paste this line of code, and then simply run it. Now once you run, you will see it's successfully executed. Now we'll go to the database, just make sure go to the table editor, make sure the social connection is active. Okay, now after a table is created, just click on this connect account button, and then if you see nothing happen, we can just verify by going to this table, and I don't see any changes. So let's go to this inspect panel to verify what's the issue. So inside the network tab, we click on connect, and we got the 400 error and saying there is a no unique constraint matching on conflict specification. Now this error mostly from the database side, so we'll copy this error and then paste it inside your ID, right? And we'll tell to the AI to fix it. So here we can say on click connect button on social media account. Okay, and then hit enter. So right now if you see, it return this, you have to run this command. So we'll copy this command and we'll go back to the Supabase, we'll go to the SQL editor and simply run this command. Once you run, you'll get it as a success, and let's try it out. So we'll click on create account, and if you see, it's saying account is connected, but we don't know which account it actually connected. Currently it just added a demo to connect the account. If I click disconnect, it will just disconnect it, right? But it's not actually connecting to our API or our YouTube API, right? So we need to implement that particular functionality. So over here we'll say now connect to actual YouTube channel account on click of YouTube connect button. Give me steps if I need to enable anything, and then send it. Okay, most probably we need to update inside our Google Cloud Platform to enable the YouTube video API SDK. Okay, so right now if you see, we got the implementation plan, and now it's starting a lot of different things. Obviously it's updating, so we'll wait for the result now. So right now if you carefully observe, it is adding a scope to connect to your YouTube account, and as well as we need to add authorize redirect URL later on. Okay, now we'll wait for the final result. Now the implementation is finished. Now if you see, it gives some step to enable the YouTube data API. So we need to go to the Google Cloud, and then we need to create a new project if it's not created previously. Then we have to search for this YouTube data API version 3. We have to enable it, and then we have to set the auth screen. Okay, along with this auth screen, we need to add this following scope into that, and then you can add your email address to test the user list as well. So first let's go to the Google Cloud Console. So I already opened, and inside the Google Cloud Console, open the YouTube data API version 3. Okay, just search it and you will see a button to enable it. Just click on that button, then you will see that it's saying API enable. The next step is you need to set up an auth consent screen. Okay, so go to the auth consent screen, you will get a form, fill up it out, and then once you submit, you are good to go. Right now in my case it's already created, so it's not showing. Okay, but next thing, go to the credential and click on create credential, and here you need to click on auth client ID. Okay, so if you see over here it's saying auth client ID. Okay, after that this is the redirect URL you need to add, so I will just copy that, and then over here we'll save application type web application, YouTube access, and then you can add a website origin as well. Right now we don't have, but we'll just add the redirect URL. Once you are in the production, make sure to change this production URL and simply click create. Once you create, you will get a client ID, and then copy this client ID and client secret key. I think that's all we needed for now. We don't need this app URL. Just make sure to search. If you're really using anywhere else, then you have to provide, otherwise you don't need to. Right now we are on the local, so I will just keep that as it is, or you can simply provide this localhost one, something like this. Okay, and then save it. Let's test out this functionality. So after implementing it, make sure to add all the API key, and then we'll say connect account. So once you say connect account, obviously you have to enter the user, or you have to select the account email and everything. But here is the catch. Currently we are in the testing mode. We are working in the development environment, and inside the Google Cloud Platform you have to add a testing user to test it out. So in order to add a test user, simply go to this GCP again and click on auth consent screen. Inside the auth consent screen you will see an option called audience. Inside this you just need to add the user email which you want to give access. So in my case I will give one account. I just created this account for the testing purpose. So here we'll say moneybeast@gmail.com and then save it. Once you save, you will see that test user, and now you can test this out. So I will again click on connect account, then click continue, and then make sure to select all this option and click continue. After that you will see your account name is now connected with the YouTube, and inside the database as well. If I go over here, you will see that record with the access token, refresh token, and all of this detail. Now from next time when video is scheduled, it will automatically publish on YouTube as well. Pretty nice, right? So that's how guys you have to connect your social media account, and same thing you can do with the Instagram account as well. Now after connecting your YouTube account, we have to make sure that we will add implementation to schedule the video as well. So we'll go to the Antigravity, and inside our ingest function, if you see, we only have the YouTube placeholder, right? If you remember, we only implemented for the email and not for the YouTube. So we can simply tell to this AI. So here we'll say now implement YouTube video publish functionality inside ingest function in place of placeholder. Okay, and then it will just add a functionality to publish on YouTube as well. So we'll wait for the final result. And after finishing the implementation, you can just go ahead and verify inside going to the ingest function, and here for the YouTube now you have published to YouTube method implemented. If I go to this publish to YouTube, you will see all the details. It's fetching the data, then it's checking whether you are authenticated or not, and then you will find all the details. Pretty cool, right? So that's how it will publish your YouTube video. Now this is a task for you, and it's very easy because you already know how to connect your YouTube account. In the same way, you can ask the AI that add a functionality to connect the Instagram account, and also in order to generate the API key or secret and client key from the Facebook, you can just go ahead and find the step-by-step guide anywhere on YouTube, internet, and then try to connect it. Okay, and you can also do it for TikTok. If you have any question, any doubt, and want to know how to connect Instagram or YouTube, you can just comment that out in the comment section and I will create a separate video for you. After building this application, now it's time to add a billing page so that you can charge your user for this service. Now, in order to add a billing feature, we are going to use a subscription model where user can pay monthly, and that's why we are using a clerk billing feature. Clerk provides you a subscription billing without writing a bunch of code. With the help of clerk, you can just add this pricing model and you can manage from the clerk dashboard. So you don't need any other tool to manage your all the billing. It's very easy to set up. Simply go to the clerk.com and then navigate to the dashboard. We already created the account for the authentication, so you don't need to worry about that. Then simply go to the configure and then we'll go to billing option. Inside that, if you go to the setting, you have option to enable the billing as well. Once you enable, simply save it and then you have option to create a plan. Create a plan for depends on how you want. There is a one plan which is a free plan, but if you want to create a monthly plan, so here we'll say not monthly but we'll say unlimited, and then you can add a description if you want, and then you can add a base price, let's say 9.99. Now you can even give the annual discount if you want. Inside this annual discount, if user buy annually, then you can give it to just $7.99. If you want, you can add a free trial option. It's totally up to you. If you want to give a free trial for 2 days or 3 days, and after that user will automatically charge for that particular month. So you don't need to manage anything, just clerk will automatically handle it for you. Here I'm gonna create a 2 different plans. So here we'll say basic, and inside the basic let's add some feature as well. So we'll go to the feature. Here we'll say unlimited video generation. Then we'll create a feature. Then we'll add another feature and it will say max 2 series create, or we can say 3. Then create, and in this way you can add as many feature you want. After adding a plan and the feature, make sure to connect, and currently you are in the development mode, so you don't need to worry about anything, but make sure once you are on the production mode you can connect with the Stripe account, and clerk will help you to automatically connect your payment gateway with the Stripe as well. Now once you enable this billing and added all the plans, now let's go back to our app, and inside the billing page we need to implement. So inside the Antigravity you can just add a comment or add a prompt. Now add billing page. So on click of billing option on sidebar, just navigate to billing page. Use clerk billing for subscription or pricing table. And that's all you need to add, and simply once you add, click submit, and after submit we'll wait for the final result. And if you see, after the result we got this billing and subscription page. Quite beautiful, right? So currently user is on active plan, and here at the top we have some dummy data. Obviously as per our plan we need to make sure we will add a restriction. For a free user, obviously we are just allowing user to create only one series, and same way we have to add for the rest of them. So I already added this prompt, so you can just copy it, and then paste it. Here, once you enter, here it will generate 3 different conditions, depends on our plan, because in our plan we have free, basic and unlimited plan. So we'll wait for the final result and we'll check whether I'm able to create an extra series or not, because I already created bunch of series, right? So I might delete few of them just for the testing purpose. Now after finishing the implementation, we can test this out. So if I go to the series, right now I only have one series created. If I go to this manage account, you will see a billing option. Click on this billing option and you will see you are on the free plan. From this clerk component, you can manage your billing, you can cancel your subscription, and you can see all the payment details, invoice from this billing option. Now if I want to create a new series, if you see it giving me the dialog and saying upgrade to create a more series, right? Or if I go to this billing, it will navigate me to the billing page as well. So right now I think it's navigating the home screen, so we have to fix that. But if I try it again, here will maybe say maybe later, it's not allowing me to create anymore, right? Obviously I have to click either of them button and then it will navigate to that particular page. So that's how it's restricting me for creating a new series. Okay, now in order to just test this out, you can simply go to the billing and subscribe to any plan. Once you click on it, it will open the checkout component inside your application. It will not navigate out to your outside from your app. So that is a very cool part, and you will see this beautiful checkout component as well. Currently we are in the development mode, so you can even test this with a test card. So I will pay with the test card, but let's bill monthly instead of annually. So you can just switch this bar, click subscribe and then pay with the test card. Once you make the payment, you will see now you are on this active status for the basic one, and you will get an email notification as well. Then you can go to the series and try to create a new series. We try to refresh it, and if I try it again, now you will see that I can able to create a new niche or new series as well. Perfect, right? So that's how we have to implement. Anytime you can manage your billing, or if you want to cancel, go to the clerk component and inside the billing you will see your current billing option. You can switch the plan any time, or you can cancel and manage your billing as well. Okay, so everything is included inside the clerk billing feature, so you don't need to add it externally anything. So that's how we have to add billing feature. If you have any question, any doubt regarding this, let me know in the comment section. Now we are about to finish our course, but before that we have to make sure we will deploy our application on the production. But it is also very important to track our visitors, where it came from, and AI suggestion to improve our site SEO. And that's the reason let me introduce a WebTracky. WebTracky is a platform where you can track your website along with the revenue as well. With the help of WebTracky, without installing any SDK, you can simply integrate the WebTracky inside your app, and you can track your website visitors and the revenue as well. With this WebTracky, you will get an AI suggestion to improve your SEO of this application. You can track the visitors from any platform. You will get the which country, which region or which city your visitors are coming, and from which devices they are using, which operating system they are using. Everything you will get inside the WebTracky, and you can get it start for a free as well. So simply sign in to the WebTracky, and here you can just create a new website. If you see, I am already tracking many websites using this WebTracky. Here I will click on add website, and then you need to give the website name, domain and time zone. Right now our website is in local, right? So we don't have the actual domain, but still you can enable the localhost tracking as well and give the website name. But let's deploy our application, and then we'll come back to the WebTracky by adding the domain name and all. So first we'll go back to our app, and inside the Antigravity, make sure to push all of the changes which we made inside the new branch. So we'll create a new branch, we'll say create branch, and inside this we'll say connect YouTube and schedule video and added billing feature, right? So this branch we created, I will add a commit message and then make sure to stage all of these change, commit the changes and then publish your branch. Once the branch is published, go back to your GitHub account and then create a pull request. After that, CodeRabbit will start reviewing your code, wait for the final review. And once it is reviewed, simply merge the pull request. So I will pause the video for the CodeRabbit to review our code. Now I push my changes and merge the code inside the main branch. Now we'll head back to the Vercel.com. Now Vercel will provide you the free hosting service for your Next.js application. So if you don't have an account, create a new account on Vercel.com. Then go to the add new project. Inside that you have to make sure you will connect your GitHub repo. That is very important. And once you connect, you will get your repo at the top, which you just push your changes, click import, and then it will automatically detect the framework. Now most important thing over here, you need to add the environment variables. So let's go back to our app and inside the .env.local file, copy everything as it is and simply paste it here. It will automatically assign the key and their respective value as well. Now later on, make sure to change this public app URL, okay, once you have the proper URL, and then simply click deploy. Now many times you might get an error, right? Now if you see, our application is now live. If I open this app, here we have this beautiful landing screen and you can even sign in as well. Once you sign in, you will see your application is running as expected. Everything will run properly. Now the most important thing over here, when you generating the series inside the production app, it might not work. That the reason is your ingest is still on your local host and not on the server. So we need to connect the ingest in a production mode as well. So for that one, simply go to the Inngest.com. I will put the link in the description if you want, and simply create a new account if you don't have already. This Inngest is free to use, so you don't need to pay anything, and most of the resources which you use in this course, as you know, that is free. Now inside this one, you need to go to this app and click on sync new app. Here you have few options, either you can sync with the Vercel or you can sync manually. Let's sync with the Vercel. So we'll go to the sync with Vercel and go to the Vercel configuration. Inside that, make sure to connect your Vercel account over here if it's not connected, and search for your project. So in my case, I will just search something like this, and if you see, this is my project. Currently it's showing it as a disable. So go to the configure section, and inside that you have to enable this project status. The path information you can keep as it is, and I think that's all we needed. Now it is very important to enable the deployment protection, or to disable the deployment protection. So we'll go to the Vercel, and inside the project setting you will find an option called project protection. Currently it is enabled for the standard, but right now you can disable this protection, okay? It not harm your project, so don't worry. And then once you are happy, simply click on save configuration. So currently we are getting this error saying Vercel deployment protection might blocking syncing, okay? So I think it's better we can enable this, but we can create a bypass protection key over here. So you can just come down to this deployment protection exception, I think, and once you save it, just refresh it because that error will go away. And let's go back now on side the ingest, and if you see, now widmax is showing perfect, right? With the URL and all, and it found a 3 different function. So it means our ingest is now set up, and now you can simply run your application with the ingest. So that's how easy it is to set up the ingest. You don't need to configure anything as well, okay? So If you have any question, any doubt regarding this, let me know. Now another important thing that we need to keep track of our all visitors, and now we also have the domain, so we'll copy this domain name and then we'll go to the web tracking. Now make sure to add a website, and inside that we'll add a name, then add a domain, and then you can select the time zone. You can enable the localhost tracking if you want and simply click create website. Then we have to install this script, so we'll copy this script and you don't need to add any SDK. If you are using Next.js, make sure to add inside the head tag. So inside the Antigravity, I will close all of this tab for now and simply go to the layout page inside your app folder. Okay, so this is a root layout, and inside this I will add a head tag and then paste this script and save it. That's all. Once you push it, once you made this update, create a new branch and we'll simply add as web tracking setup, and then give the commit message. Make sure to change this file or stage this file and then push your changes. So right now make sure you are on that particular branch, okay, and then publish the changes. Once you publish, go back to your GitHub account and create a pull request. After that, make sure to merge this pull request into the main branch, and this will automatically trigger the virtual deployment with the new changes. Okay, so right now once you merge the code, you will see the main branch is automatically start building your application and it will automatically deploy with a new change. And that's why we connected our application virtual with a GitHub account, so that you don't need to trigger the deployment manually every time when you are making the change. Now once you're done with this installing script, go to the next, and then you can even connect your application with the Strapi. Okay, if you have a Strapi account for the revenue, you can just connect it, but if you don't have, don't worry, you can skip this step and go to the next step. Over here you can test your application, so we'll wait for the finishing the deployment, even though you can even skip this step, but it's always good to test. So we'll wait for this one, and if you see, our application is deployed successfully. So we run the test, and once you run the test, you will see it's saying website tracking is ready. Now we'll go to the dashboard, and inside the dashboard you will see the one visitors. If I open this, you will find a one visitor right now. The live tracking as well you will see over here, at what time and then where it came from. Everything you will find on this particular page. The which browser, which country, which state, of which operating system it uses, every detail you will find. Not only that, but if you see, you will get an AI insight for your complete web application based on your all tracking data, your SEO, metadata, and all of the information. You can even generate an AI insight for each of this section. Just click on this AI insight and it will generate the complete insight for this particular block as well. And if you see, it generates this beautiful insight for that particular block. Pretty cool, right? So that's how web tracking will help you to make your application more powerful, as well as you can track all the data at one place. So guys, that's all for this particular course. If you have any question, any doubt, let me know in the comment section. I hope you understand how easily we generated this beautiful AI short video generator and scheduler application using Google's Antigravity. If you want to learn more and want to build more application like this using this Google Antigravity, you can comment down in the comment section, and then I will definitely create and build the app idea which you suggest, guys. So we'll see you in the next video, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel, press like button if you really enjoyed this video, and press notification bell icon. Also, don't forget to join the TubeGuruji Pro membership in order to get exclusive access to my all the sources. Also, you have a game-like functionality where you can track each of the courses one by one. You will get some credits. Once you finish the chapter, you can access the source code, live demo, or even you can watch on YouTube. If you want to get the certificate for the completed project, simply upload your project and then you will get the certificate for that project as well. Everything is included inside this TubeGoji Pro app. So, we'll see you in the next video.